Wow. If you're watching this, you have reached the Richie Show. The only place where the host doesn't even know the name of the channel. I really don't. What is it called now? I really don't care. I really don't care. Do you think like 100 years from now, people are going to look back and be like, yeah, remember that guy that had the, wow, he took such pride in that YouTube channel. Look, 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 look. We're all this close, right? We're a vapor. We're a heavy fart at best. This close to being shit on the ground. Whatever it is, you don't got much time left. 5 years, 10 years, 50 years. In the grand scheme, it's nothing. It's absolutely nothing, right? It's nothing. So, you think it matters if I somehow make this some kind of immaculate channel? Which is not. There's nothing sacred about YouTube. This is a debaucherous place. Sodom and Gomorrah is what it is. Caleb, how you doing? What's up, Rahaja Biaz? Hope you're doing well. I got this large Gordo, an aged Gurkha beast. That's kind of strange to say that, but it's the truth. It's the truth. And does that matter? No. But I had a situation to get one. Now, this is a brick and mortar, not to be confused with shit that they've. The internet, how do I explain this? Especially with the password Gurkha. With companies like Cigar International, etc., they were known to get the rights for certain cigars and keep the name and refill them with anything they wanted, and then keep the name and then sell them for 98% off. So you get what I'm trying to say. The company has a lot of sins. Can we forgive Gurkha? I don't think you can forget what happened in the past. And you shouldn't. Remember it. Not to blame them, but remember it that hopefully no one else does that. Remember it, that overall the company has been making strides to go in the right direction. The Marquesa is a very good cigar. Cellar Reserves, whether you like them or not, there's some solid blends. I don't care if you like them or not. There's some good blends there. There's 4 different ones, 12, 15, 18. There's 2 15s. A dark and a lighter one. And then there's an 18 and a 21. And then there's the 10th anniversary of the 15. So, is what it is. Havana Legend was good. And the 30th is Aganorsa cigar. So, I went to my local guy, and I didn't plan on getting another Gurkha, within a week at all. But I got some stuff, interesting stuff to review over the weekend, and I wanted stuff that I haven't reviewed. It's getting harder and harder to review stuff that I haven't smoked yet, especially being in Colorado. The lounges, it's not as extravagant as being in Tampa or New York. So it is what it is. And I've noticed past few times I went to one lounge up north, which was a more higher end lounge, but they would have, a lot of interesting stuff. Past few times I went there, they didn't even have Monte Cristo or Patron. So forget about having any boutique or something unique, or they were literally like, it's like, what's going on? Like, you don't even got Padron 1000? So I don't know if that place is hurting for money. So it is what it is. So I was my regular guy, and we got some, some interesting sticks. There's 2 that I never had before, and we'll see how it hits. One I bought for the right reason, because I wanted to try it and review it. And the other one, you'll see when I review that cigar, I bought for the wrong reason. And you'll see what I mean by that. Obviously, you never know what's going to happen. It's the roll of dice before you smoke a cigar you never tried. You know? I must say the construction, the feel and fit in this feels just like any other person's Gordo. Feels like a cigar that's just too big. Um, but as far as the quality control on this, it looks fine. This is a brick and mortar Gurkha beast. Um, when I was looking at different stuff on this top row, he has shelves, and on the shelves he has a whole bunch of stuff just like thrown in there. And he had a big sack, like a big sack, like a big Ziploc bag that had like 30 big sticks. It's like a wide, long bag. I never seen a Ziploc bag so wide. Maybe more than 30. I don't know. And I said, hey, what the hell was that about? I mean, because he had some Gurkhas over the other side, but I was interested in those ones, or I've already reviewed. And he's like, "Oh, see, I forgot those were even up there." It was like there's a little piece of the sack. He pulled the sack, that's how big it was, and it's a big sack. I was surprised how many things were in that sack. So he's like, "Oh, I've had those up there for a long time." I'm like, "How long?" He's like, "I don't know, for a while, like a while." And they were totally sealed, so whatever. So all right, pick one up, and I paid $10. So it is what it is. We're gonna see. Hoping this will just be a good mid-tier cigar. What it's gonna happen, I don't know. It is a Costa Rican wrapper. That's unique. Um, it does have Colombian in the filler. Um, I forget the binder. I'm gonna need a blend check on this when we get more guys here. Normally by now we have more people. Quite interesting, but we'll see. Yeah, I would like to get a blend check on this. I must say, for blend, I've never seen that combination. Um, it is not a normal blend. It's not a normal blend at all. Costa Rican wrapper, as it's listed, um, whether it's rare tobacco or just, I don't really know too many cigars using Costa Rican tobacco. Obviously, we know Atabey is made in Costa Rica. So, I mean, I'm not trying to compare that cigar to this. So, we're going to see what happens. The cigar has a light to medium brown looking wrapper, but it's a very consistent look with a slight sheen, oily sheen to it. So I must say the wrapper grade quality on this is quite nice. I do not like the Beast, um, the way it doesn't make any sense with this. It feels very early 2000 ish, you know, the Beast. So let's just take that off the bat. That's kind of pissing me off. Pissing me off. Pissing me. You're pissing. You're pissing on me. That looks better. George, very good. Off the cold draw, we got like a buttery raisin kind of feel. So sweet and oily. So we'll take that. I hope you had a good week. I hope that you're staying fresh. I can't stress it enough. Evan, how's your balls? I can't stress enough. You want to stay fresh in life. The aromatics so far are quite nice. The aromatics are quite nice. Is this Geo? Is this Geo? Geo. Let's see here. Now, I don't know if this cigar is still in production. That I don't know. That I couldn't give you an answer. I don't know if the brick and mortar is still producing this. Mhm. That's the thing about lighting up Gordo cigars with such small, shitty matches. Everything is fast and easy. Fast and easy matches. Just the way your mother likes it. Fast and easy. Mm. Mm. Here we go. Each match is getting skinnier, shittier matches. Here we go, baby. BBW, baby. Hmm. Very smooth and silky off the first puff. Draw is almost too easy. Smoke output is big. Smoke output is very big. Very generous on the smoke output, I must say. He said same testicles. Nobody cares about your testicles. I can't. And I have a funny story about testicles later. But we'll see what happens with them. Okay, strength is a solid medium off the bat. Overall, the flavor is quite unique. I need to give a little time just to get used to that. That's a very different tasting cigar. Um, I've had a lot of different cigars in my life, so I'm a pretty good judge of what's a standard procedure and what's exotic. Um, it's a very different feeling vibe. It's not bad at all, but it's very different feeling. It's very buttery. It's very oily. The finish is very long. Not so wow, but it's very buttery oily. Slightly salty at the end there too. So off the bat, it's unique, long finish, buttery oily. Very nutty almonds, quite leathery. There was a nice coffee note to it, and a thinner milk chocolate. So um, it's not bad off the bat. I'm not gonna say right home off the bat, but also it is a large cigar, being a gigantic Gordo. Give a little time before maybe it tells the truth. Sometimes with fatter, big cigars, it takes a little time to ramp up, if that makes any sense. Yeah, it is what it is. Wait, isn't like the most popular size for a cigar in America Toro? A 6 inch cigar, a 6 inch cigar. I was gonna turn that into a dick joke, but guys want 6 inch cigars, and girls want at least a 6 inch cigar. So are guys smoking Toros to advertise? Yeah, I got a Toro, baby. It's got to be some kind of connection, baby. It's got to be. It's got to be. There's got to be. I feel like the cigar is just about to pick up. We'll give it a little time. Burn's going well off the bat. I had no time to really dry this cigar out at all. I did purchase this cigar about 10 hours ago, though. But I'm not going to lie, the cigar was in the cellophane and in the Ziploc bag in my glove box while I was at work. So, um, but no, production's going great. Well, it is a good cigar. Very smooth, very buttery. But I, I think the issue with the cigar is the name is called the Beast, and it's not a scary cigar. So is that false advertisement? Uh, Kind of with the same. Yeah, a little. When you hear the Beast, generally the Beast is scary, but I don't know. This also was in Gordo, but yeah, the last one we had was in Gordo with the 30th anniversary, and that was strong. So it is what it is. Mm-hmm. A cigar has kind of a silky vibe to it, very smooth, silky, very good draw, oily, buttery. So overall, I mean, this is not a bad mid-tier cigar at all. However, in my mind, I was hoping it'd be stronger with the name the beast, but we'll give it a little time. I still didn't get a blend check. I'm pretty sure there was Honduran and Colombian in the filler. If I could get a blend check on this, but I mean, it is what it is. It's Friday night and it's late. I don't know if I even care. So if nobody cares, I mean, nobody cares. Mm. Spicy spirit, pick it up a little right there, black pepper. Well, if you like a very milky kind of feeling cigar, very buttery, very oily, slightly milk chocolate, salt in the end, a little bit of black pepper, leathery kind of vibe, very oily feel and silk in the hand, long finish. The cigar should have been named the Silk, not the Beast. It should have been named Silky, or the Silky Beast, or the Silk Beast. If this cigar was named Silk, that that would have been spot on. But I must say, it's very unique to standard operating procedures to stuff that, let's say, I normally have. So I'm not saying I'm blown away by this cigar, but it's pleasant that it's a different kind of blend. So yeah, yeah, I got nothing bad to say about it. I don't think the Costa Rican, I believe it's Costa Rican wrapper. I don't believe it's a very strong type of wrapper. So it is what it is. I could have swore it's a Colombian in the filler, but it is what it is. Strategic. Strategic. Is that you, Gio? Yeah, I just wonder how much time. I wonder how much time he had these. That's the question. I don't know. I don't know. I guess that's another factor. How much? We don't know how much time. And then also, I haven't had a version of this. We're not going to play this for tonight. You're going to be Geo, okay? Whatever it is, strategic. You're Geo. Hi, Geo. Because whether you're him or not, that's just the way it's going to be. So take it or leave it, Geo. I'm not even going to argue with this bullshit. If you defend that you're not Geo, you're out of here. I don't, take it or leave it. Where the fuck is Sacco? Mm. What a very different cigar. It's a solid medium, 65% darkness. Um, I had nothing bad to say about it. In my mind, I thought the blend would be stronger or darker, and maybe due to either aging and or the size with being 60 gauge and or the combination of that. Um, I think it's a misappropriation of the name. It's a very silky cigar. It's a very buttery, smooth cigar. Uh, it is quite enjoyable, but in my mind, I wanted to fuck, but we're making love. This is a making love kind of a vibe. Sometimes you just want to clap cheeks. Sometimes you just want to make some vibration. I don't know. I don't know. Is there really a difference between making love and clapping cheeks? Well, flip it around. Literally, flip it around. If you came home and your wife was cheating on you, would it be worse if she was making love to another man or just clapping cheeks getting destroyed? And I think that's a variable answer. And what I mean is, if you normally only make soft love with your wife in the dark, and you come home and your wife is doing like upside down 69 or just getting destroyed with her legs like tied to the bedpost. I mean, destroyed. Like the guy's power bombing, just fucking power bombing that shit. I think that would hurt your feelings more than just that she's cheating on you. You're like, that wasn't even on the fucking menu, you know? At the same time, if you and your wife only like just clap cheeks real quick and it's over and done with, and it's heartless, and you came home and you hear like Barry Manilow, you know what I'm saying though? Or some like 70s, 80s like love song. Sarah. Or so I don't know. Something like that, or you know, love lift us up where we belong, where the eagles fly. Da, 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 da. She's like the wind. Like you're watching like for 5 songs, and like their hands are like she's like the wind. Is it? No, and their hands are just doing this, da, 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 da. And you're like, and they're like in silk sheets. You know what I'm saying? Though, and like he's rubbing an ice cube all around. Not ice cube, like not ice cube from like 1990. Your wife is in bed with Ice Cube from New Jack City. That that just changed the whole story. It is what it is. He said Gio's up late. My man Gio. That's it. Gio. Gio. Is it Gio or Gio? Gio. 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 Wow. What a stupid place. Hey. D L D L. Dream life. My long lost friend. How's your balls? How you doing? You doing well? I hope you're doing well. Remember, the world doesn't care, so take care of yourself. It's okay to take care of yourself. Are you in bed, Tio? Or you hanging out to party? Or are you underneath the sheets? I never know with DL. He's like, he can be like, yeah, I'm about to smoke another one. Or he's like, I'm in bed right now. What's the location, deal? I need a status report. Can I get a status report on Dreamer? Where's fucking Chewy, man? I'm missing all my managers. Where's Chewy? Where's Sacco? Right? And where's reliable AP? Yeah, wow. We'll see if it changes. Overall, the cigar is a pleasant, very smooth, medium strength cigar with a nice flavor profile that's backed up by very oily butteriness. He's in his home lounge. Oh, it is what it is. Nobody cares. Yeah, Marco's the captain, baby. He said, what about the scapegoat? You just smoked the Drew Estates? He's like past tense. He says, scapegoat, purple goat. Get it right, man. Get it right. Get it right. Well, we'll see if we can get somebody reliable here. Hey, how's your balls?
Fresh as they can be.
That's the best place to be, man. I got new beard balm. Look, man. I know I can't grow a massive beard, but my goatee, I'm just trying to keep it in control. Take care of what I got, and I'm just it's my goatee grows so slow. It's unbelievable. Like it's unbelievable. I don't know if it grows like a millimeter a month. Like you know what I'm saying? Though, like sometimes I get mad, I just want to cut it off, but then I'm like, I want to see. I want to like. I'm at the point where I'm almost the longest, or the longest I ever did it. Um, but by using the oil every day and washing every day, and then the beard wax, I'm trying to just keep. I don't know. I want to see how long I can go. I don't know.
I think it looks fantastic.
Yeah, I think it adds like do you ever see the
Like
old the old Persian kings or the statues,
yep.
and they have like that, because I can't grow this, I can't grow that.
Yeah, beautiful. I
So
think it's too itchy on the sides. Down here it's okay. That's
I
okay.
just can't. But yeah, I don't know. I think people that grow a big beard, that's for people that might eat ass, and God makes them grow a big beard to stop them from doing it because it will tickle it too much, you know. And he's like, no, but I don't know. But God knows I won't do that. So he's like, he doesn't need. I guess. What if a big beard is like a safety bumper, not to eat ass, so you can't get in there?
It adds an extra level of don't fuck with me.
Yeah.
It
Well,
does.
I think I have a very
The go-to. The way you have it.
yeah. I think Richie's a very approachable. I look like a very peaceful, nice guy. I think
I think you are. I met
I
you in
am.
person.
Exactly. But yeah, I think a lot of people judge books by the cover, though. You know what I'm saying? Though I think most people are a piece of shit, but they hide behind their face. Where Richie, like you met me and I met you, and we're not liars. Like we're just when you two honest people meet, it's so simple. You're like, how you doing? Like there's no
No
there's no
bullshit.
yeah,
No
there's no
bullshit.
bullshit. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. But we both were raised very similarly.
Mm,
We both have the same kind of family traditions.
mm.
Unfortunately, it didn't. And we kind of lost it, but I grew up that way. Like you always describe it, the family all
Yeah.
around. That's how I grew up. Same way.
Yeah, I think society as a whole, which is no one's fault, one particularly is just partly people are working so much, people also so busy, and people so busy on electronics all day. We're old school ways. You just visit family or friends, or just stop by or call them. Hey, we're gonna come over, bring over some Entenmann's and coffee, whatever, and just hang out. But now it's like people stay in touch more than ever, but it's electronically,
Yeah,
which is
it's
not
all
it's not real.
texting and shit like that.
Yeah, like nobody like most people, my family's just Facebook. It's like happy birthday, and you're like, thanks. Or back in the day, like it was a card or a phone
That's
call.
right.
You know what I'm saying though?
They call, we
Or
just
like,
pull up in front of the house.
yeah,
But they wouldn't call. They just show up.
yeah.
That's how
Now
it used
people
to
with
be.
the ring camera, they're like, who's here? Like,
Oh,
oh shit,
yeah. Oh.
yeah.
So you're
Yeah,
talking.
I think our society is gone for the worse. We're better electronically, but it didn't make us better people. I don't think at
No,
all.
I think it made it worse.
I think it made us more
It's,
robotic. I think the more we rely on electronics in life, the less human we are. You know what I'm saying? No, that's my opinion on that. And I'm
yeah.
not anti-technology. I'm just saying the more you rely on anything, if you're not using the human spirit or morality,
Mm.
it just becomes so cold. I mean, everything electronically, is being used for bad. Like that's without a doubt. You know what I'm saying though? So,
Yeah,
you
but a
know,
lot of this technology, like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, you're seeing snippets of somebody's life, a
yeah.
good picture, whatever, a small little video,
And you're not
but
seeing their
but
struggles
their
or whatever.
but their
Yeah,
life sucks,
yeah.
but you
Well,
don't
they're not
see
happy.
that.
Yeah, yep. Well, you look at like there's never been such a big generation of young girls joining this OnlyFans. Well, what happens before OnlyFans? They were on Facebook and TikTok and Instagram, getting all these
Got
little likes and
we
getting
got
free
cake.
shit from these companies.
Oh yeah,
Hell yeah, wear something with, and then all of a sudden, 18 years old. Well, how could they turn down 5, 10 grand a month to do terrible things? But they don't understand. Like that's not going to last forever, but it's going to be out there forever.
absolutely.
And then that mentality, when that well runs dry, what I'm saying though, like no, what, no decent father or mother would want their daughter doing that. And I've seen videos like fathers condone, like, well, I'm just happy she's making money. Like, one father's like, yeah, I subscribe to my daughter's OnlyFans. It's great. And I'm like, yo, that guy needs to be arrested. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's no,
It's
there's
nuts.
no decency. You know what I'm saying? Though, like when you watch like old mom movies, they'd be like, not in front of the family. Like, oh yeah, like, the guy would be getting like they would take the guy somewhere else. Go kiss your kids goodnight. We gotta go. Like then they take him in the woods. He's like, all right, take my shoes off and tell my wife I love her. You got it, Tony. You know what I'm saying? There was respect. You know what I'm saying? Like, now there's just no respect. Now it's like there's just no respect. This,
But,
uh,
but back then, your father would walk in the room when he found out about this OnlyFans, and he would just say, "Delete it
uh,
now,"
most
and
kids
that's
with
it.
daughters be terrified to even disgrace the family. You know what I'm saying though?
Absolutely, absolutely.
So now we've come so far to a point of just nothing matters. You know what I'm saying though? Like
Mm.
I was watching this video the other day where all these women, and it's how I feel about this topic, but all these women were bragging that they had abortions. They're like, I had 5 abortions and I'm proud about it. Now that's between you and your doctor and God. And
Yeah,
obviously they don't believe him, but and they're like, I've had 5 abortions and I'm proud of it. You know, and I'm like, and they were all talking about, they're like, I'm happy I did it. And I'm like, you're happy you did it? Like think about that topic. Like, you're happy you did it. In my opinion, it's like it's like if you listen to Charles Manson, he's like, I'm happy we did it.
yeah.
He's like 5 people. We're happy he did it.
It's
But
it's crazy the way this younger generation thinks,
hmm,
and they can say that I feel good, I'm happy about that. Things do happen. Women can get pregnant, and it could jeopardize their life or the baby or this and that, and they have to possibly abort it. I don't have a problem with that
if
when
the
it's
if
gonna
the
cause
medical if
danger.
it's a medical emergency, the
Yeah,
mother's gonna die, and the
exactly.
baby's already
That's what I
and
mean.
that's a very small.
Yeah,
When I
and
say
it's
small,
minimal.
it
They act like that's the 90% of it.
it's
It's
not even
bullshit.
it's probably not even one
Bullshit.
percent. Let's
No,
just be real. You know what I'm saying? No,
it's
so
not. It's not
yeah,
1%. I've looked into it, and it's so
yeah,
minuscule.
yeah,
But my body, my life. My body's
yeah.
mine.
Yeah, yeah, but then until if they keep the baby, and then the father's got to pay child support,
Mhm.
uh, and that's it. If you're paying child support, and if you're not sure, I would get a DNA test. That should be automatic. You know what I'm saying though? Like, see with me, if you look at pictures of my kid and me, if you look at like the eyes, it's the same
Uh,
eyes, and she acts exactly like me. So it's like
oh yeah, I
like
never seen her act, but she has the same facial expressions,
she does the
same.
scary eyes. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah. She just like seems the same way. I
Yeah,
never heard her
exactly.
speak or anything like that, but
No, plus
you
my
could
daughter
tell.
at the age of 5, my daughter told me things about my dead mother. My mother died before she was
Uh,
born. Like she knew my favorite cereal when I was a kid. She oh god, she found my mother's old driving gloves in my glove box, and I was waiting for her mother to bring her home, and she put them on, and my daughter said, "Oh, I used to love wearing these when I was your mother." Like literally, like my daughter at 5 years old, I didn't even tell her though whose gloves they were. Like, and those were my mother's driving gloves. My mother was a classy lady. She always wore these red
right,
leather
right.
gloves when she drove. So whether my daughter was getting like whispered from my mother's ghost, or literally
Wow,
she's reincarnated my mother, either way, like I was like, holy shit,
that's
like you know what
that's
I'm saying? Like,
that's pretty wild, actually.
yeah, I don't need a DNA test at that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Dude,
that's
it's almost like if that's not my kid, then I'm more scared. Like, what demon is telling her this shit? You know, like because after that I brought her to the store the next time she came over, and I said, pick any cereal you want, whatever you want, and I purposely was nowhere near Cocoa Puffs. And then she went right to Coke all the way at the end. She grabbed the Cocoa Puffs and she gave it to me. And she goes, Daddy, this was your favorite cereal when I was your mommy, right? And I was like, ah, like it's like, dude, dude, on the life of my child, man, I'm not making this shit. And that was like double confirmation. That went back to back weeks, and then I never questioned it. And then after that, once she this epiphany came out, whether she realized she used to be my mom, whenever she'd come over, let's say I said, "Hey, it's bedtime," or "No more ice cream, I go to sleep." She'd look at me and she'd say, "Damon Samuel," but that's what my mother used to say to me. I was in trouble, and she looked at me. She was like, "You're gonna talk to your mother like that?" But now it's my 5-year-old daughter saying that shit, and like after that, like there was a while like I couldn't even discipline her or say anything because
yeah,
she would say,
yeah.
"You're gonna talk to your mother like that," and she'd give me the eyes, and I'd be like it was like almost like came self-aware, and like it was just like that scared the shit out of me, man. I'm not gonna lie.
That's pretty wicked. That's
Yeah,
pretty wicked.
yeah, no, but then it's like, oh great, who am I gonna come back as? You know what I'm saying though? You know,
Yeah,
it's like I hope yeah, I'm gonna come back. Hopefully, I come back as the umbrella in Sacco's Rolls Royce or something. You know, I'd be like, hey, it's Richie. Like, hey, Sacco. Like,
I'll come back as his chauffeur. I'll drive him around. I'll just drive him
oh,
around for nothing. Just throw me a cigar once in a
yeah,
while.
yeah. Me
That's
and you
all.
will be a coyote outside his house.
That'd be awesome. Oh yeah. So
Yeah,
how's
so
that
we'll see what
Gurkha?
happens.
How's that
What's that?
Gurkha? How's that Gurkha?
It's not bad at all. The thing is, it doesn't match the name. Like it is, I'm talking about. It's like buttery smooth. Like
Hmm.
I have nothing bad to say about it. It's medium strength, 65% darkness, very oily. It's a Costa Rican wrapper. I couldn't get nobody else told me the blend. I believe it's Colombian and like two or three other fillers, and I forget the binder. Um, but it's not bad at all. But remember,
Cool.
this is a brick and mortar cigar. I know, obviously, in the past, things with the internet only stuff, or depending who you like, Cigar International, they played around, but it's not as good as the Aganorsa one last week. But it's
Right.
definitely very smooth, and this one has some age on it. He had a 30 pack in a huge like Ziploc bag from the factory, where I guess he ordered them, and I guess probably like a refill for because obviously at a certain point
Mhm.
if you're a retailer and you already have the box, and back then the Gurkha box is very expensive. I'm
Mhm.
sure if they order a refill, it was just a big sack. You know what I'm saying? Though, you cut off some costs. Now some companies will do that, other companies won't. Like even with
Mhm.
Padron, that with the expensive one, they had the refill, right?
Right.
Which
Yeah.
makes sense. Who wouldn't just want to order? Let's say, for example, any cigar is $2.50 a box. So, like, okay, can I save $25 and skip the box? Just give me a sack of cigars. Like, who gives a shit? But and that if you're collecting, I get it. But
Do you have any information like what factory it's from or no idea?
no, no, none, no. This is their older blend, but back then too. I mean, they did have brick and mortar stuff, and then also the internet only. But then also back then they were playing games with, they were brick and mortar cigars that were of good quality, but the
Mhm.
same name but of shit quality on the internet only for like $1. You know what I'm saying though?
Mhm.
So that's where there was a lot of, that's really the lowest point I think of Gurkha is when you had the same cigar, but at a store it'd be $10 or $11, and then online for $1, $2, and then people would smoke the one online, it would be a piece of shit. And then so either
Uh-huh.
way, it ruined the name. And so at least with like other brands, let's say like Cohiba, if you go and see big Cohibas for $5, it's still a Cohiba. Like there's no, they're not playing with different tiers. You know what I'm saying? No,
Yeah.
I mean they might be hurting the brand as far as, oh, you're getting a cheaper price, but at least it's the same exact cigar. But that's the only brand I ever heard of that. And he talked about that where his old boss, the Hanzodio Kazadia, whatever the fuck,
Mhm.
he sold the rights to some of the blends to Cigar International, and they could keep the name, put whatever they wanted in there, and sell it for 50 cents or $1 to give the people the illusion. Imagine a Padron doing that. People are like, hey, Padron 26, 98% off. You're like, you would try it one time, and then you'd be like, what the fuck is this? You know what I'm saying? And legally, same bands, same boxes. I mean, that was a pretty shitty thing to do. But I'm sure back then Hans Audio was flying so high, making so much money, selling his, $1 million cigars to Kings and Bill Clinton that he didn't give a shit. He's like snorting cocaine off a hooker's ass. He's like,
Yeah.
yeah, sell the rights. Yeah, yeah, it's great. He buys another, castle, and so I think it is what it is. I mean, it was a bad decision, but they don't do that no more. But
Mhm.
as far as cigar, I mean, great construction, great burn. It is. Did you ever have a cigar that was just so buttery and so smooth that I think it's a love it or leave it. Like it might be, you might really enjoy that, or some people, I'm enjoying it, but you'd have to be in that kind of mood if that makes any sense.
Yeah. The cigar I had before this was a work of art, rare pink, and someone had just given it to me. It's not out of my humidor. It's not out of my stash. I usually like to sit a while. I didn't smoke it, and it was. They must have been kept at a bad temperature at some point because they didn't have flavors. It was
Interesting.
strictly tobacco, everything with a horrible aftertaste.
This is a rare
Long,
pink.
yeah. And I have all the rare things, and I just happened to smoke this. Someone threw it in a box. I bought the boxes, and they threw one in and a couple old things. So
Conditions everything. If it's in bad condition, you can ruin a cigar.
that's
Sometimes
what
you
I
can
think
bring
it
it back
was.
to life. You let it sit for 6 months in a good condition. But
And not like the rare pinks are very oily to begin with, the wrapper or anything. But this was literally like a paper bag outside, like a rough, dry, super dry. I don't know. I think they just ruined it.
interesting.
'Cause I smoke plenty of red pinks and I love them. So,
Yeah, that's where you have to. How do you say? Use your detective skills when you smoke a cigar. If you know you love that cigar, and
hmm
it's that bad, then it's not the cigar's fault. There's some they got beat to shit in condition wise, and you just gotta stay. That's when
hmm
you chuck it out and say, hey, you know, you go back to one of yours or from a different store, and you go, okay, you have your faith restored. You know what I'm saying? Though
right.
it's like, not that it's a good thing, but it's still a good learning thing to say, hey, any good cigar, if just like a person, if a person's in a bad environment for long enough, it's gonna rub off. You know what I'm saying
Right.
though? Like if you're working undercover at a midget strip bar, it's gonna rub off. You know what I'm saying though? This is, I don't know.
Right.
I think your neck's gonna hurt because you're looking down too much. You're like,
For me?
no, I mean
Uh,
if you're working undercover at a midget strip bar, I said you hurt your neck because you're looking down. It was
I'm
a
fucking
short
with you.
stripper
I'm
joke.
fucking with you.
I said the show's over. You know what I'm saying? Which I don't know. I don't know if there was ever a movie about a short undercover strip. Anyways, I was thinking today when I was in the shower,
hmm
as I was getting fresh and washing my balls, I was thinking, there's been stories of, like, let's say, where a father was killed by his son. And I was thinking of the irony of that because we all know the man has to do something with the woman, and the woman then gives him back a child. But it starts with the father, right? Because we know it takes the seed, and the seed comes from the father's balls. So to be killed by your own son, somewhere at some point, because think about it, in the grand scheme of time, let's say it was when the kid turned 20, he killed you.
Right.
But in the grand universe, 20 years is nothing, right? Somewhere in time, there was someone in your balls that was like, I'm going to kill you. I don't know if you want to let me out of here. And how crazy is that? I think as a father, that would kill, obviously, it would kill you, but that would kill me if my son killed me. You're like, I brought you here. Like, literally, you know what I'm saying, though?
Yeah.
I think that would be the biggest betrayal. You know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
though?
Really. For sure.
You know, of a son killing his father. I think that'd be a terrible, I think that'd be, terrible. Like, you know,
Yeah.
especially we're talking about for no reason. Obviously, if it was an abusive piece of shit father, that's a different,
Apparently,
yeah,
I
that's a
would
different story. Like,
imagine. Yeah.
like if a father was abusing his daughter and she shot him with a 38, who gives a shit? But we're not talking about. I'm just talking about a good father makes pancakes on Saturday, takes you to the Mets game, whatever the fuck, and then one day he's like, you know what? Remember I came for your balls, and he just shoots you back in the balls. Like he literally, it's almost like Terminator when they go back in time. He literally shot the machine that brought him back in time. Like kind of crazy, kind of
Have
crazy
you
when you think.
seen Have you seen this story? Someone showed it to me today, but apparently, I guess it happened maybe a week ago, 2 weeks ago, where a bunch of guys went over watch Sunday Night Football, and they're watching Kansas City Chiefs, and one friend left went home, and then the rest of the guys, I think it was three more guys, they left, and apparently they never showed up at home, and the wife or girlfriend of one of them kept texting the owner of the house when they went over. Have you seen him? He hasn't come home. He doesn't answer any text messages. Doesn't answer anything. And it ends up they find the three dead in the backyard. And he says, I didn't know they were there. Their cars are still in the in his driveway, but he didn't know they were there. But there's no foul play at this point. It's a
Hold
very
on, you gotta,
strange
okay, you
story.
gotta explain that again. So hold on, explain that whole thing again, because that whole story confused the fuck out of me. Say that again.
It's whack. So a bunch of guys were watching a football game.
Bunch of guys who? Friends, family, father,
Friends,
son, uncles, motherfuckers. What?
all friends.
Friends. Okay.
Yeah. So one guy left first alone. He left, got his car, drove. He made it home. Then the next three left, and this guy apparently went to bed. And apparently in the morning, one of the girlfriends kept texting him, "Hey, where is he? He never came home. Is he still at your house?" And he never answered any of the text messages. Even that's just weird.
Because he was sleeping.
And and then
Oh, you mean I get the boyfriend did it, but the
yeah,
friend was sleeping and he didn't.
yeah. So this went on for a couple of days, I think like 2 days, and they did a welfare check, and they find out all the friends, their cars are still in the driveway.
Whose
So the
driveway? The guy's driveway?
the guy's driveway where they went to watch the football game.
Well, why wouldn't that guy think that's weird? Like, how are their cars still
That-
here?
That's what I said.
What the fuck
So
is? If you
they
came over my house and left and your car's still there, I'm like, the fuck? You got abducted?
exactly. Well, they find three of them dead, frozen in the backyard. At this point, they haven't found. No one's been charged with anything. They're saying no foul play found, no
Well, how
evidence
could
of
you? How
that
could he
from the
be at
story.
fault if you're a grown man and you're cold? You
Mhm.
go walk to a 7-Eleven. You go back inside. Hey, can I come inside? Obviously they're friends. Who the
Mhm.
fuck just goes outside and dies in the? That's some weird shit, man. But then also, how's
But
the guy not realize?
they walked out the back door, from what I understand, and were dead 20 feet from the back door.
How cold was this? Were they in the Antarctic?
I don't know what the temperatures are in Kansas City, but there's no way they just froze to death. I mean, three
Impossible.
guys freeze
Impossible.
to death.
Impossible, man. I've been outside at negative 30 degrees, and you're not gonna
Mhm.
die right away. You're wearing a jacket. Oh shit, it was cold. We better, come on.
Such a weird story. You can look it up. It's all over YouTube.
Because
But
how would
it's
that one
like
guy overpower three
weird.
guys? Unless if he had a gun, but he didn't shoot
Mhm.
him, then they weren't
No,
shot, right?
as of this point, they said none of them was shot or anything like that.
So even if he had a
My,
gun and took him in the backyard and he says, just sit there and die of freezing. If one guy would be like, fuck this, you're gonna have to shoot me. Yeah, come on.
yeah, exactly. Only thing I can imagine is was sitting around doing some kind of drugs. Maybe they got some bad fentanyl shit
And maybe that first
and
friend
died.
wasn't down with the drugs or didn't know about that, and then yeah,
Exactly. And maybe this guy was so fucked up the next day, he wasn't answering any text messages because he was passed the fuck out.
that makes sense. Did they test him for
That's what I
drugs?
did. They did a toxicology test, but they haven't had the results come back. It's very, very weird.
Who's this guy that owns the house? Is he related to law enforcement? Is he a cop?
Not that I'm aware of. He worked from home, so I don't think he was law enforcement.
Okay, so the fact that though he didn't know his friends were in the backyard and their
Mhm,
cars were still there, that's the bullshit part. So
mhm,
clearly some kind of narcotics was used, they died. Now he might be innocent. Only he might only be guilty of what's the word? Desecration of a body, of a
mhm,
corpse. Because maybe the friends like, hey, we're gonna snort up. Do you mind? He's like, yeah, whatever. I don't do that. But go ahead. And all three guys snorted cocaine that was laced with fentanyl. They all
mhm.
died, and he's sitting there watching the Jets, and he's like, hey, Bob, that was a good catch, Bob. And they're all dead. You know what I'm saying though?
Yeah,
And then he's like, fuck, and he just throws them outside, and maybe that was
it could be.
it.
It could be.
Or
Yeah,
maybe all three of them went outside to go bump some lines or smoke some fucking shit, and it was laced, and they never came back in.
that's true too.
And he's like,
But
"Fuck," you know.
but then if he just looks out his front window,
If he just
which
would have
he
called the
which he may
police,
not have, there was no cars there. I mean, all the cars were there.
exactly, that don't
That
make
was
any sense.
that just makes no
And
sense.
what? He doesn't look in his backyard for 2 days.
That's what we said. So, and apparently he has dogs, and during this time frame, he took the dogs and brought them to his mother's house. So the dogs weren't in the house. Next morning, he actually moved his bedroom to a different bedroom in the house. It's like all weird things have happened.
This whole story, you know what it does? It fucking stinks.
Mhm.
Somebody, the guy. Okay, if everyone else is dead and there's a survivor, you got to talk to the survivor, baby. He's not
Mhm.
innocent. I'm not saying he killed them. They could have done drugs and died of overdose, but he's definitely now in his state of mind. I don't think he should be charged or nothing because if he didn't kill them,
Right,
okay, so
right,
maybe he threw the bodies outside. He was nervous, but in his
right,
state of mind, maybe he just went. Maybe he lost what's it called? Temporary insanity. You know what I'm
right,
saying? Though,
right.
if three of your buddies are hanging out watching the game, and
Hmm.
they decide to smoke some shit and it was laced with something, they all died. But all three died. I mean, for all three to die, I mean,
Fucking
what were they doing? You know?
some bad shit.
I mean, who's doing fentanyl watching football?
Well, today's day and age, they could have been, doing anything, uppers, downers, or whatever. They didn't, because they put this shit in everything. It's fentanyl crap. So maybe
Yeah, I
one
don't
of
like
the
that whole
guys,
story.
they go out back, and one guy's like, "Yo, it's just like you said, let's do a line before we go,"
Yeah, but you
and
can't
they
you
do
can't
it,
do lines
and they all
outside.
drop
It's too
dead.
windy. You can't do lines
That's true.
outside.
Yeah, that's true.
So but maybe they were smoking fent. But okay, but here's the thing though. What average Joe? They're drinking beer and eating chips.
Hmm.
What average Joe would be watching the game? It's halftime. Let's go smoke some fentanyl outside out of a crap pipe. I don't see. I really don't see that. You know what I'm saying? No,
Hmm. Me
unless they were smoking marijuana that somehow had fentanyl. But even then,
either.
most people have smoked fentanyl. They don't always die on the first batch. But then again, if they
Hmm.
were, I don't know what they all overdosed and nobody screamed for help and their friend didn't go outside and say, "You guys okay?" And they're on the ground like,
Well, it's so weird. Such
were
a
they
weird
dead the whole
story.
time? Okay, so they were outside for a few. They were out in the cold. They could tell with rigor mortis. They were dead for a
Right.
few days. So they died
They
that
were.
night.
So I guess it was like a day and a half later. My understanding is when they came to do a welfare check, and the cops looked in the backyard. Their cars were in the front yard, and they found them dead in the backyard, frozen. Obviously, at that point, frozen.
That's
Weird
fucking.
shit.
My cigar picked up to medium plus. The spices picked up. It's a very smooth, buttery cigar with some spice and with a little more spice, black pepper. Um, There is some nice sweetness to it with more of a very milky a chocolate, but it's not a very strong chocolate, like almost like a little bit of a watered down chocolate. That could be a mixture of the size with the Gordo and or the aging. So if you age a cigar that's wasn't that strong to begin with, it can start making the notes a little weaker. So I don't know how
Mm-hmm.
much time is on this, but it definitely feels very, very smooth.
Alexa,
I
lights
don't know. I don't
on.
know. What's that?
I talked to my thing. Alexa, fan off.
Yeah, I don't know. That's the interesting thing when you have a cigar that's aged and you don't know how long. You're kind of in the dark with that. You know what I'm saying? Though you kind of see how it applies. But construction is fantastic. Burn line is fantastic. I mean, I have nothing bad to say about it. It's just if you wanted a very smooth, buttery cigar with some spice and,
Yeah.
and a mild milk chocolate note, there's nothing wrong with that. With a very long, oily finish, very oily. I would like to try this in Robusto, but he only had that. But
What is the price point on that?
about ten
I think,
bucks.
oh,
What's
really?
that?
I thought there were more money in this one.
What's that?
I thought that particular line was a little bit more money.
Oh, this is what the guy gave it to me for.
Yeah.
Saying that might have been his at cost because he forgot to sell them. They were in a sack of 30 up on top, like hidden. They was just what I'm saying though. So I mean,
Mm-hmm.
also if he bought these a few years ago, and the guy he just said I'll give it to you for 10. That's what he told me.
Mm-hmm.
So he didn't have a price point because let's say he bought them even 2-3 years ago and they was sitting up there. How the fuck does he even know what the price point is? And you know what I'm saying
Yeah,
though.
it's true.
And he's a
True.
friend of mine, the guy. So he just yeah, it could have been more of a price point. Yeah, I don't know with inflation what it would cost now, but no. So yeah, I mean, uh, I would say the Aganorsa one I had, the 30th was the better cigar, a lot more presence, a lot stronger. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but this is a totally different vibe. I think this should have been called the Silky Beast or just the Silk. If you wanted a silk cigar, I mean, right up. What I like about it is the profile is a very different feel and vibe. That the benefit of Gurkha is because they're not a one factory company or one area, they can
Yeah.
make a variety of different things. So it doesn't mean they're all going to be good or you don't like any of them, but they're very they could do 100 different kinds of blends, because they could work with 100 different factories if they want to.
Yeah.
So, uh, um, but they're the opposite of Padron. Padron's the most consistent,
Right.
and each cigar is very similar to another one, give or take.
Mm-hmm.
Where Gurkha is the opposite. Like everyone, Gurkha is like
Mm-hmm.
whatever, what I'm saying. So it's what it is. But I have nothing bad to say about it. I'm not saying this is as good as the other one. I'd say the cigar would be a 4.3. I think it's a good cigar with good construction, with a unique flavor profile. Um, I'm not used to Costa Rican tobacco, and it has Colombian, I think, in too. So
Mm-hmm.
those are not known for really strong cigars.
No, I
Yeah,
actually like Costa Rica tobacco.
and there is a nice nuttiness to it. So it is a pleasant cigar. So I think if it could be enjoyed. But no one here is going to go out and look for it. So, but listen, I have a review channel. Like I like to put out the
Mm-hmm.
reviews, and also for my mind, I like to just see what else is out there. You know what I'm saying? No, so I mean, I definitely don't have tons of different Gurkha reviews, and it was there. I have three other cigars I got to review. Um, One is actually, believe it or not, that budget Fuente, but it's a Maduro and it's in Petite Corona or like maybe Corona,
Yeah.
and it doesn't use Fuente. It says M. What's that Fuente? The it's not a short filler, but what's that Fuente brand that uses it's green and it uses M Monte something? You know what I'm talking about?
I do vaguely, but I don't know.
On the box it says
That's
made by
like
Fuente, and on the
that's
back of the bag,
below
it
Los
has the
Chateaus and all that, isn't it?
what
That's
is
like
it?
right above. Isn't that like right above Curly Heads, but below
Yes, it's
the
above
Chateau,
Curly Heads. I
like
think it's
around the
like near.
Chateau?
It might be below Chateau. Yeah. The price point I think was $6,
Mm-hmm.
but it's a small cigar. Maybe Corona
Mm-hmm.
and Montesino. But I was really impressed the way the wrapper looked. It really looked like a thick, rough, like broadleaf wrapper. I'm not sure if it's broadleaf. That's what I say it looked like.
Did you
So
pick one up? Did you pick one up?
yeah, I'm gonna review it
Uh,
this weekend. So
that's
if
awesome.
anything, I just wanted to at least I never reviewed it, and I wanted to fucking check it out. Yeah, it's definitely Montesino. That's it. So it is a Fuente product. Is it gonna be better or worse than the what's the word? The Cuba, what's it called? What's those ones? It has
Ca-
they use Cuba in the name. Not Casa
Casa
Cuba.
Casa Cuba? No.
Oh no. The other one.
Um,
Cuban
I don't know. I don't know much about the lower brand, like
what's the mid
Fuente
tier
and
Fuerte? It's
lower.
called Cuban something. It's called Cuban something.
Yeah, like Hemingway down. I really aren't familiar with.
Exactly. But once again, I want to still review stuff I haven't reviewed.
Oh,
You know.
sure. Oh, definitely.
What's the mid tier one that uses Cuban or no? No, not La Gloria. It's a Fuerte, and they use Cuban. It's Cuban Corona. Thank you. The Cuban Corona.
Hmm.
Where the hell was Sacco? What happened?
He just got on.
What's that?
I just saw him pop on.
I literally,
He,
I didn't
and
even
he
see it.
said, Saki's back.
Sacco, you disappointed me, man. An hour in the show, he's like, "Fuck you, Richie. I don't give a shit, man." I tell you what, man. Construction was great. Burn line is fucking. I mean, solid, man. That's a razor sharp burn line. Um,
Beautiful ash.
yeah, no, I mean, dude, I've had more expensive cigars with worse construction, so I can't
Mm-hmm.
complain. The finish is very long, but not a heavy finish. Very buttery, it's almost too early if you're not in the mood for that. You know what I'm saying? Now, what are you looking at? What cigars?
I'm going to show you something that someone just sent me. So I bought a couple of boxes from him, and he threw in some extras. I mean, some of them are quite generous. I posted a picture the other day of this big boy.
Wow,
Tons of
that's all. Oh, right.
tons of age on it. It's a Padron.
Holy shit!
Yeah, tons of age. It's huge.
Was it good or did it burn out?
I didn't like it. I don't know. The
Oh, I thought
wrapper
you
is
smoked
like,
one the other night.
oh no, I didn't smoke it. And he sent me this, which I've never seen before. It says Food Cigar Company. Have you seen it? I don't know if you can see what the wrapper. Let me pull the wrapper. You go into the dry box anyway. I have no idea if it's any good, what it is.
What's the company called?
It's familiar.
I can't see it.
Alexa, fan on.
Who
Is
the
it a
fuck is
guy?
that?
I have no clue.
I mean, the construction looks like a solid mid-tier cigar, at
It
least.
it it does. Stainless steel footprint on it. And then he sent me a double Corona of the
Dude,
Casa Fuente.
oh my goodness, fantastic.
Yeah, can't wait to smoke that. And then what is this? Oh, the old rat. See knows before.
Fantastic cigars.
Yeah.
Show that aged Padron again, if everyone can see. Look at that thing.
Okay.
That's the oldest Padron I ever seen. Well, then again, you don't see Padrones in cellophane, but
Yeah.
I guess they did on
But,
that one, huh? Well, on the cheap one, the 1000 series, they do.
yeah. But look at this wrapper.
Dude, you got to
Look,
save that cellophane. Don't throw out that cellophane.
is
I don't
that
know what you could do.
bottom?
I would mount that on the wall or something like that. Don't throw out that. No, that's a work of art, man. Look at that thing.
I think that's gonna be quite good. It's a I don't know what size it is. A size or what they call it. I don't know. I think I should ask Jack. I'm sure he knows.
I don't want to interrupt, but right there, man, I picked up. Shred picked up more.
Yeah.
I'm actually happy with that. Maybe with the aging of the cigar and the size of the blend, maybe it quieted it down. But maybe that's where a cigar should have been from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow! Well, I mean, the spice picked up like astronomical, like almost like that was a crazy transition.
Yeah.
Wow. Finish is still long, but now the finish is getting heavier and stronger. When we talk about the spice,
what I just get. I just got these. That's what it's covering.
Yeah, red pepper came in, and I mean like a pretty spicy red pepper note mixing with the black pepper, but the cigar is still very buttery and oily.
Right.
Uh, the milk chocolate didn't get stronger. It's interesting when you have a cigar that when it gets stronger, but only certain parts get stronger, versus the all whole profile. Holy shit! What do we got there?
Apparently, it was like a one and done or something.
You just bought this?
I just bought them here. And
Wow,
I
flex.
look at these, and I just got these, which I can't wait to try. And they're apparently quite a few years old. Let me see. It's Japan.
Japan?
Yeah,
Wow, what a beautiful box.
it is. It's really nice. So I'll have to try one of those this weekend.
Wow, that's fucking beautiful.
I just got these, which I had one of these the other night, and it was fantastic. The Master, what is it?
2007,
Master Selection 2014. I could have got the
14.
2007. He had them, but I heard the 14 was better, so I went with the 14.
Wow, those
But
are
he still
top
has
tier
the other ones.
cigars.
But that was a
That,
great.
that's fucking phenomenal, man.
It's just when I said I wasn't buying anything else.
That's a major flexing, man.
Let's see, where's my 80? Let me show you those. So you can see how you can kind of tell. See how dark the wrapper is,
Yeah.
and the 80.
Oh yeah.
It's just like that, but they're all dark, just like that.
Interesting.
Yeah, if you can almost see it. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I don't know if you have enough cigars.
Yeah, right. I got too many. I have to start giving more away again.
Dude, that's a you got to make a dent on them. You got to start smoking 4 a day.
Of course, you got these here, which I think is a pretty good cigar. So what I did is I got this Yeti cooler, and I have all the Prometheus, all the rare aged.
Holy shit. Holy
These are
shit.
all, they're all full.
Yeah, that cooler's worth a lot of money.
Oh yeah, but it is what it is.
Yeah, dude, if somebody was trying to steal from your house, if they try to steal that, that's a grand felony. You could shoot them for that.
Oh yeah. Well,
There's like
figure
5 grand in that
each
box.
one, each one of those boxes is like 800 to 900 bucks.
Isn't it amazing though that a rare high-end Fuente Opus box is still a cheap Cuban? You say 800,
Mhm.
yeah, that is really expensive. But then when I was thinking about Cuban cigars, like that's like nothing.
Mhm.
Like if you go 2,000 is like the norm now for higher, not 3,000, 4,000. Like for for Cohibas or Trinidad's, you know. I'm talking about like a box of 10, like 1,250 easy, 2,000 depending on the model. Like it's almost like Opus X seems cheap. You're like
Yeah. So this is a Cuban. I never get the name right,
yeah,
but
the
I mean
Vaqueros,
it's a very low end.
but it's
Um,
enjoyable, right?
it's a very enjoyable.
I heard
It's
guys like to age that one. They say
really. I paid like 120 for a box. A box of
that's not
16.
60. That's not bad.
Yeah. So
That's not bad at all.
cool.
You know. At that point, just to have Cubans for like what? Not even $10 a piece, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, who gives a shit? Like, you still have a good time.
Yeah. The real cigar Cuban smokers call this smokable. It's the lower end. You know?
So if
It's
you were
an,
comparing
it's
that
an,
to New World, what brand or tier would you compare that to? Like, does it taste like a 7, 8, $10 cigar? Like, what does it feel like?
it feels like a $7, $8 store.
Yeah,
But you
but
get that twang, which I
yeah,
like. You know,
yeah, your mind knows if you're smoking a Cuban, your mind knows, hey, I don't normally smoke this. It
yeah.
has the element of excitement.
Alexa, fan off.
Every time you talk to Alexa, I picture like some like dirty woman sitting there, like in lingerie, and she's like, "Come to me," you know. Like, what if Alexa ever told you no? Dude, that's how you know Alexa is a robot
Ah,
because it's a woman that listens. Like
I
she
know.
listens to you. It's got to be a robot, man. Right off the bat, it's you know.
And I've been buying other Cubans. The HR permit is a half Corona. It's a little short cigar,
Yeah,
beautiful cigar, much better than this.
yeah.
But whenever AP season, like I just pick up a box. I think it's 25. It's $130.
That's not
Yeah,
bad at all.
I
Um,
can't. I can't
have
buy
you
those.
tried the 30th Perdomo? Does anyone in Patrick have it yet? No one has it.
I'm going tomorrow to their new lounge. I think it's in Medford, somewhere over there, and I'm going to see if they have it.
Because nobody here has them. Nobody the fuck. Every person's like, yeah. Oh, the guy here told me today. He said that they're only getting them to the better lounges, and then
Yeah.
somebody else told me like not to expect them for a while. Oh, hold on. What shop was this? Wait. Hold on. Yes, I spoke to another shop yesterday in Englewood, Colorado. I think it was Edwards, and he says the guy is in Perdomo factory. Like they invite people that order Perdomos, whatever. They invite people to come down the factory for like a week or something like that to party, hang out. And he even told them not to expect them until like February. But this is out here
Yeah.
in Colorado, so I don't know what the fuck people have them in New York or what. I don't understand. Some shops got them, and after that, are they trying to be like Opus X, like they're trying to make the hype?
Mhm. I've never really had a Perdomo I like.
No, I'm not going to
So,
argue with that
so I'm
statement.
I'm curious what you think of the 30.
I'm not even expecting I'm going to love it. I just want to
Yeah.
fucking review it. Like when a cigar's been out for, I read somebody reviewed it in November. So when a cigar's been out for 3 fucking months, I just want to try it in the sun
Hmm.
grown in the Maduro. Even the Connecticut, I want to try all three, Robusto or Toro, and just give it a review and see if it sucks or see what redeeming qualities are there,
Right.
and just give it a score. When I've
That,
been going to different shops or calling around the whole state and nobody has it, that bothers me. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like I'm dying to have it because I give a shit about Perdomo. It's more the principle. You know what I'm saying?
hmm.
It's like I'm
Hmm.
calling up a liquor stores. Yeah, you got Jim Beam? Oh no, we don't. I don't know about that, buddy. It's gonna be some time, And you're like, Jim Beam?
Yeah,
So
maybe they finally made a way.
yeah, I'll tell you what. I had that Perdomo 20th today in Robusto, the smallest size I ever had, and it wasn't a good cigar.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it
I've
had.
tried I've tried the
Well,
champagne, the 20th. I tried all those. They just don't work for me.
dude, I'm gonna drop the ashes soon. That's a
Hmm.
massive ash, man. Um, I'm gonna give one more puff, and I'm gonna drop it. 'Cause that's just. I mean, dude, solid ash. And I didn't even have time to dry it.
Hmm.
I mean, this cigar spent 8 hours in my glove compartment. So kudos to them. I mean, no issues with construction. But
Right.
yeah, I mean, um, I wanted to love it. The cigar looked good, really thick, dark, oily wrapper, and it had such a burnt, dark taste to it, and a very. I explained to it on the review. You know when you have a song you want to like on the radio, or a song that you do like, but the clarity's not there because there's too much static.
Right.
That's what it was. There's two. It's not a clear blend. Like you smoke a Padron. you might only get 3 notes: chocolate, earth, and black pepper.
Hmm.
But it's so crystal clear. It's like you're literally eating chocolate in dirt covered in black pepper. You know what I'm saying? Like
Hmm.
literally, you could see it in your mind.
Yeah.
This cigar was like, like it just felt so like busy, but in a dirty way. Like, what are you trying to do to me? Like, did you age this tobacco? What the fuck is this? You know?
Yeah.
And so the construction was fine. The band is nice. It looks like a nice cigar. The price point was solid. So I guess if you have a flavor, if you can't tell flavor on your tongue, go ahead. You're gonna love the 20th Maduro.
Uh,
But it just tastes like burnt shit. And I'm being serious. Like I was like, that really bothered me, man. You know, like the Rocky Patel Sun-Grown Maduro, leap years better. Leap years. So I was really, I don't know. I really hope the 30th will be decent, but I don't know. I'm not just gonna say it's gonna be good because I'm gonna lie. Like,
yeah,
oh yeah, it's got to be good. No, I got to find out. You
there's a
know?
bad track record there, so I would keep my
Yeah.
expectations low.
No,
And,
I think
and maybe a Wally.
Potomo gives you a lot of cigar for the money and a good price point, and the good boxing band for 8, 9 bucks, $10.
Hmm.
Oh, 20th anniversary, $9. Wow. And then you light up. If you actually enjoy flavor, I couldn't enjoy it. Like, you know what I'm saying? No, at all. Like it was like it pissed me off. Like it really pissed me off.
I have friends that swear about the Perdomo, and that's all they smoke.
Do they eat ass?
It must,
You know what I'm
you know,
saying?
and so it probably tastes better.
Yeah, Gio, the real Gio, gentlemen, late night with Richie. We're gonna drop this hash. Look at this aged Gurkha beast. Perfect razor sharp. So if any other cigar I smoke doesn't get that razor sharp burn with a huge ash on it,
Yeah.
what's the fucking excuse? You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
It's like, so if anything, it's a good ground test. You know, be like, well, the bars the bar is set on the lower side. Like if they could do it, there's no excuse for more expensive cigars. What I try to tell guys about cigars is the price doesn't set the flavor, and the flavor doesn't set the
No.
price. Somewhere in between is the negotiation of how much it's going to cost. And some cigars are just not worth the money, and other cigars have great flavor, and you're like, the only charge is like the Altazis, that the one that AP sent me. Not a cheap cigar, $15, $16, and the flavor's phenomenal. Have
Yeah,
you smoked it?
I love those.
Fuck, it feels like not even like an old school Cuban blend. It feels like the Cuban blend. It feels like that's what Cuban cigars were in their heyday, like before communists took over and started making cheaper versions. That felt like a real Cuban cigar with and a free Cuban. You know what I'm saying
Uh,
though?
yeah, yeah.
But I literally had flashbacks of the 1950s when I was a mobster smoking that cigar before I got whacked. Like I literally had like an out of body experience. I was like, wow. You know what I'm saying? No, like that's how good that cigar is.
It's good. I'm on my second box, so
Okay, here I go.
actually went.
Drop it. We do an ash test.
Let's see if it goes. It's a little wobbly. Oh, wow. Wow. You might have to actually snap that thing off if you really want to answer.
What's that?
You might have to try to snap it off if
Ah,
you
dude,
really want to
I
answer.
knocked it off, but I'm just saying,
Oh, it
like,
fell.
no, I tapped it off outside.
Okay.
But it is what it is. Um, yeah, the Altazis I had in Toro. You see, the thing is, Gio, if you watch the video, if you're a fan, I talk about the size in the review. But thank you for making me repeat what I already did. I'm busting his balls. He wants to try El Popo. You know what I'm saying? I thought he said I want to try pussy. I thought he said I want to try El Pussy.
I want to
Yeah.
try the El Popo also. The only way I got it was in Calibri, so it's the three twisted ones. I can't find it any other way.
Bullshit. Go to Matadors in Hot Dog. They got it.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna check the lounge tomorrow for those. They have that
He's
on
gonna
Tuesday.
gouge you though. He's gonna gouge you. And
Yeah, you know,
it
they
might
got to
be.
pay for the new lounge. The new lounge is beautiful. It's huge. There must be,
Oh, you're talking about Patro. I'm talking about Matadors in Hot Dog.
yeah, yeah. But I'm going to the one in Patro, the Village
Okay.
Signal. They shut down behind the back by the parking lot. Yeah, you
Hmm.
get to it through the parking lot in the back. Um, Patro Lounge. Now they opened up a huge lounge. It
What do you
must
mean they shut
be
it down? What do you mean they
they
shut
shut
it down?
they closed it.
Why?
They opened a new one right next to the fifth precinct.
No, oh, so it's not. It's okay. They didn't want two stores. They opened up one and
Yeah.
closed the other.
Yep. Yep.
Oh, that's kind of shitty because I like the one in town.
Yeah. But this is a really nice lounge. Like that is a perfect lounge if you come here to go to and hang out. You know, they got really high ceilings, so the smoke isn't bad. The selection is actually more than it was. They have the biggest selection of opus I've seen on all of Long Island.
Long Island.
Yeah. Suffolk County.
What's the
I don't,
address? What's Hold on. What's the address of the cigar lounge?
I don't know.
Oh well, what city is it in?
Patrick.
What
So
state?
it's what 11772. New York.
What state?
New York.
New York. If somebody's robbing that place, what police department's going to show up?
Fifth.
Who?
The fifth precinct. Suffolk County PD.
Yeah, not the Long Island police, right? I'm
No,
being an
no, no.
asshole right now. I'm sorry.
No,
Richie's like just breaking it down, just so that way,
no, no. I know. I was
It
gonna
wasn't
try
about for
mailing a
you.
letter.
I did this. I'm doing this right now just for AP later when he watches it.
Hey, I thought about mailing myself a letter and putting my city as Long Island and see if it gets here.
Well, if you put the zip code, you'll be fine because the zip code's going to
Yeah.
be to your town though. So the you know it is what it is. You know, yeah, Long Island. But yeah, we know Popo means octopus. You know what I'm saying? We
Right.
know that. Thank you so much.
It sounds like a fantastic cigar.
It's just as good as a Padron. But when I say just as good, if you like Padron, you're gonna like it. I'm not
Yeah.
saying it's gonna replace Padron or make guys not smoke Padron. I'm not saying that, but it's
Yeah.
right in that category. Obviously, if you're gonna go finite and compare one to the other, which one's better? Obviously, Padron is the classic, but
Sure.
it comes in maybe a little cheaper than Padron. But obviously, at Matadors, they're gonna
Yeah.
gouge. A Matador is maybe $21, $22. Um, but I think online they're a lot cheaper. For a Robusto or Toro.
Mhm.
Um, but they smoke fast. So let me know when you smoke that how fast it smokes.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's about the price I paid for my Padrones online. Anywhere between 14, 16.
Yeah.
So.
Well, at Matadors, Padrones are going to cost you $35,
Mhm.
maybe more. I mean they're gouging. Like, but Matadors is well. How is Patro better prices than
But
Matadors?
yeah, they're cheap. They're quite significantly cheaper.
Wow. Well, also, Patro. I know the old Patro place. They would have a good selection of mid-tier stuff too. You
Mm-hmm.
know, where Matadors. Okay, if you go for mid-tier Matadors, like even like Romeo, um, I mean that charges $16, $17. Like, give me a fucking break. You know what I'm saying though? Like, you're gonna buy a Cleveland Red Dot there for like $28. Like, come on, this is fucking just
That's too
like when I go to lounges sometimes I see the price, I'm like, I'll just go fuck myself. Like, because what you're like me, you know so much about cigars and what they should cost or what availability is on the internet. You're like, I can't do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, to go from like a great cigar that you can get online for like $6, $7, and then the store's like, yeah, $32.99. You're like, go fuck yourself. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Though? Like, literally, like, like
So I'm going with the guys um, around lunchtime. So I have to buy something from there.
of
It is
course.
what it is. I'm not going to go
If
there
I
and
didn't want to get
last.
gouged at that kind of lounge, I'd buy it my father for like $13 and call it a
Mm-hmm.
day. Whatever. But it depends what you want to do. Yeah, I don't know if my father's made anything new lately in their mid-tier to upper mid-tier section. I know obviously they went with the expensive shit, but I haven't
Mm-hmm.
seen a new my father in a while. Maybe in the springtime. You know, I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll see. Let me know what new stuff. Take some pictures of new stuff that I never heard of, just so I know I can look them up. Because you know I'm kind of limited out here with the lounges. Like, New York is probably 6 months to a year ahead of
oh,
you know. And also, I think this year was more delayed. For some reason, last year when new stuff came out, like when that new aging room came out, or well, the new cigar, the new Cohiba, it was pretty instantaneous. Uh,
Mhm.
right now, anything new coming out right now, I feel like Colorado's really behind, and I don't know why. You know,
Yeah. Well,
especially for a fuck.
you gotta remember, tax here is what 75%. You know, people don't understand, and you explained it the other night. You buy cigars in New York as a lounge or whatever, you have to go to a distributor, a one-site distributor, and they distribute every cigar all in all. So the tax is in it.
That's
General doesn't show up.
is,
It's
is
selling cigars. It's just like cigarettes.
yeah, it's completely controlled.
Hmm.
Uh, the state wants their fucking money.
Hmm.
So basically the state sells you the cigar. What I'm saying though, with the tax rolled into it, then
Hmm.
they have to put it into the price. You got to pay for it, then pay for their profit, and then you pay sales tax out the door, which is the
Hmm.
biggest kick in the face. It's astronomical,
It's tax
but
on tax.
guys will still go to lounges and hang out because it's cheaper than a divorce and sitting home hang out with the wife. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like I knew guys that would hang out at lounges all day, like 8 hours.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying though? Like, and then you're like, don't you want to go home to your family? And it's like,
We'll probably go maybe 3 4 hours. But
oh,
the
I'm
guys
talking
I'm
about
going with,
every day, dude. I
yeah,
knew guys every day that would go to lounges. You know what I'm saying? That would just like, you know, I
yeah,
think they get off of work. Imagine Monday through Friday, you get off of work at 5 o'clock, and you're there at 10 o'clock every night, and then go home. Like,
yeah.
holy
Well,
shit,
a
every day.
lounge. You go to a lounge every day in New York, it's going to get expensive because you're buying their product on a shelf.
Oh,
It's so high priced.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's a guy. If you go by the lounge in Oakdale, every
Hmm.
day off Sunrise Highway. I'm not gonna say his name, but
Hmm.
look for a green Chevy pickup truck, and he always backs in.
Hmm.
That guy's in there. He's a heavyset guy, and he always waddles. This
Hmm.
motherfucker. And he used to go to Matadors before there every day. I mean, God bless. I don't think he had any kids. He was never married, and I think he worked for the town of Suffolk. But every day after work, you just go there, you order some pizza or whatever. No family, no friends, and I get that. I kind of felt bad, but I mean, like every day, like, dude, it's an expensive hobby, man. And he would smoke Rocky Patel, but still, to smoke two Rocky Patels every night and hang out for 6 hours, like, you know what I'm saying? Though, and just like, you know, just hang out. I mean, hang out, set up a laptop, and like, you know, just he basically lived there. You know?
Yeah. Well, so we were at the firehouse tonight, and I was like, "Oh, who's going tomorrow?" And it was like, just a couple of older guys are going. So they're in their 60s, 70s, and they're not really avid cigar smokers. They're like, "You gotta try. They have cherry cigars." Like that's not a fucking cigar.
Ah, oh, God.
That's not a cigar.
Dude, having
They're,
a grown man talk about like I had the same thing happen with Cuba Cuba. I was at a lounge in last year in Denver, and it was a bar and a lounge, cigar lounge, and I'm sitting there, I'm having a drink, and this little table, and the guy right next to me, in the little table, we're talking about cigars, whatever it is. He's like, "What are you smoking?" And all right, whatever I was smoking, I tell him I'm smoking. I'm explaining about it, why it's a good cigar, whatever. Blah. And he's like, "Oh, know what you gotta try, man? Though, great fucking cigar." He's like, "Buy a box, man." He's like, "I bought a box." I'm like, "What cigar?" He's like, "Acid Cuba Cuba," and I'm like,
uh,
at that point, I don't shut my mouth, but I go with
yeah.
it to see how stupid you are. It's like, "Yeah, I'm telling you, man." I'm like, "Yeah, what do you like about it?" "Oh my god, bro!" He's just going on and on and on and on. He's
It
like, "It's made
tastes
by
like
Drew."
it tastes like I'm smoking my wife's potpourri.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, he's like, "I'm telling you, man." He's like, "I told all my friends about it. They love the fucking cigar, man. It's made by Drew Estate, man. Drew Estate makes the best cigars." And I'm like, because at that point, it's like someone doing fentanyl. I can't. I'm not here to try to convince you. You know what I'm saying? At that point, I'm like, "Oh, good for you, buddy. Good for you." You know what I'm saying?
I had someone tell me that yesterday. I only drove smoke Drew Estate. Everything is great. Everything they make. I'm like, nah, not everything.
No,
Not everything.
I'd always say the only
At
smoke
least not for me.
the undercrowns and the Ligas.
Hmm.
And I'm not too crazy about the undercrowns. I mean, if you enjoy undercrown, God bless.
Hmm.
But I'd rather go with a My Father than undercrown or LFD in the mid
Hmm.
tier. Liga number nines, it sells itself. 52 is a great cigar. I'd rather have the Liga number nine. And then the H99 wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. The H99,
Okay.
it pissed me off because for the same money, I would have rather smoked the number nine.
Yeah, it didn't have enough balls.
So yeah, I can't say it's overall it's a great brand because there's a lot of cigars I don't like with Drew
Yeah,
Estate.
it's a, it's a,
Uh, like it almost like it, when you go to a lounge and hanging out, if guys are smoking acid, Cuba Cuba, or any of those cigars, it ruins the experience. Imagine
hmm.
smoking like a Padron next to a guy smoking acid. You're like, oh god,
Hmm.
you know what I'm saying? Though, you know what it'd be like if you and the guys were hanging out and you're watching a movie and you're watching Goodfellas, and then the guy next to you was like, "Hey, can we put on Barney?" You're like, "Oh, yeah, I love you. You love." That's what it's like. If you guys are watching Terminator 2, and some guy's like, "Can we change the movie? What do you want to put on?" Barney, and you're like, "Oh, he smokes Cuba Cuba." You know what I'm saying? Like that's literally it. It's like for 5-year-olds. I'm not saying 5-year-olds should smoke cigars, but you get what I'm saying. Though it's
But that's where I started with Cuba Cuba. So all my friends smoked them, and I liked them until I was introduced to real cigars. I
Yeah,
call them real cigars.
if you're in your infancy, and I've tried them when I was in my cigar infancy, sure. And the moment I had real cigar, the moment like I had the same time that I had like a Romeo and Juliet, and then I had a Cuba, I had a Cohiba Black. I was like,
Hmm.
oh, that's a real cigar compared to
Yes.
like Cuba Cuba. You know what I'm saying? You're like,
Oh
okay, that's enough of that. You know what I'm saying? Though,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, the black
So,
is much better cigar.
oh yeah, I mean,
I love
Cuba,
those.
Cuba versus Cuba Black is not even like you know, I like Cleveland Black. I think you're a booster. I think it has a lot of qualities,
Hmm.
and the quality of a cigar that has nothing to do with the cigar, and you're going to understand what I mean. Reusability.
Hmm.
After you have a cigar, would you go back to it, or do you think about it, or you know what I'm saying? No, and that has nothing to do about flavor, or or say like reusability. Price might be a factor, but not always. It's just some blends. What blends do you go back to all the time? You know, obviously Padron, right? So
Yeah, Padron. Um, obviously for one thing. These days, Atabey, Byron.
you got to get the Bandolera.
Yeah, I gotta try it. I mean, how much off can it be than a regular background Byron? It's gotta
It's
be.
not off. It's in my opinion, it's better. They're
Yeah,
stronger. They're high quality cigars, but they're much richer and heavier. So and they're cheaper. So maybe like $15 to $20 for those cigars. So I mean, and I mean they were pretty strong. The firecracker, the small one, I would say buy a few singles and see what you think.
yeah. I usually like the all the different firecrackers. What their name? There's a couple of brands that make them. You look like you have a few minutes, so I'm gonna have a little H.
Yeah.
Huffman,
Oh, that's a great cigar. For that.
half Corona. I love these.
Yeah, that's a nice.
They're, they're so good, and they're so cheap.
That's easy little cigar. Yeah, Evan,
Yeah,
I'm not going to disagree with you. He said the money they got from the infused cigars gave them a lot of money for Drew Estate, and they would eventually be able to make Liga number nine. I agree with you on that. As far as the business, yeah, if I was a cigar shop, I would sell acid Cuba Cuba. Know why? Because like they sell like hotcakes. Because there's a lot of newbies, a lot of young guys or girls that will smoke them. And yeah, I mean, to not if you had a lounge to not carry flavored cigars, you make a lot of money. I mean, you got a lot of people that are like, "Oh, I want a cherry cigar." Here you go, buddy. He's a $20 cherry cigar. Wow, And yeah, if I was just selling cigars, I would definitely carry flavored cigars because I'm
sure.
sure shops sell a lot of that shit. You know what I'm saying, though? So
Yeah, there's actually a very big market for it, and Cuba Cuba, what I understand, is like one of their biggest sellers.
yeah, oh sure. Well, just
You
like
know?
Bud Light sells a lot. It's not good, but sure, there's a lot of
Yeah.
stupid people that will drink it. Good for you. You know what I'm saying? No, like so it's like, I'd rather have, a quality beer, but like, yeah, there's a lot of like shit things that will sell that as far as a business, sure. If I sold cigars, sure. I'd have a whole separate section. There's my flavored humidor. You know what I'm saying? Corn in there and a couple of strap-ons. Yeah,
Yeah.
buddy, try it out. Whatever you like. It's got sugar on it. So yeah, yeah. If you're just selling business, yeah, you got to carry that stuff because it sells.
It, but you know what also concerns me is these infused cigars. They're being infused with chemicals, and I don't like that.
Yeah, to say they're infused naturally, like yeah, okay, yeah, it's.
Uh,
I'm sure there's some weird shit in it. I'm saying who
mhm.
knows? Oh, what the hell they put in them? But I mean, even General makes flavored cigars. At CAO, CAO has a whole flavored line, for newbies. Um, there's a lot of them, man. There's a lot of flavored cigars in
So,
tins, cigarillos. It's a they sell more flavored stuff than premium cigars. You look at it in the flavor. You got like the Al Capones and the Game and Dutch Masters and the what's the one Backwoods. I mean,
yeah,
oh shit! Like what I'm saying. They're like,
you got what is it, Alice and whatever the Alice cigar.
oh, I don't know
That
that one. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Alice and
Eddie.
something.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Dude, it's a billion flavored stuff is $1 billion business.
Hmm.
Because you look at 7-Eleven, they don't have to be in a humidor. All those
Hmm.
flavored little fake cigars, because those are dry cured and all the fake shit. Um, it's money though. I mean, I wouldn't recommend trying them. Because oh god, I probably feel like shit.
Yeah. So,
Imagine,
so so the
what?
guys at the firehouse had said they were going, and they were going. We smoked these cherry cigars. I said, "What do we have to stop at 7-Eleven first?"
Oh, and they like these cherry cigars.
They like them. I got to see what brand they are tomorrow 'cause I've never been there when they smoke them. But they swear
I
by them. They love
don't
them. They pay $6 each.
Why don't they just smoke a Romeo Reserve Real or 1875 Real and eat some cherries? You know what I'm saying? No, have a real cigar and a light cigar that's not strong
Hmm.
and eat some fruit.
Hmm.
I don't know, man, but I guess you got to start somewhere. But yeah, but to brag about it, I don't know.
Well, they're in their 60s. They just started cigar smoking.
Oh, so
Because
yeah,
a lot of guys in the firehouse smoke cigars, and they wanted to get involved and go to the lounges with us and stuff like that. So if that's what makes them happy, so be it. Everyone's got their palate, I guess.
yeah.
Just
Well,
just not
also
for me.
with newbies and everything, and maybe at that age, just starting off, maybe they would get scared of a Padron or like a Liga Number
Yeah,
Nine, or you
I
know.
think it would be too strong for them.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It's good for them. So it's not for me. I mean,
Mm.
I did smoke a Cuba Cuba a few years ago just to go back to it and give it like a real
Oh,
review, and
oh,
it's
oh.
it's going back to it. You know what I'm saying though,
I didn't
and
make it
as
past the
bad as
first third, and I threw it out.
yeah, as bad as they put so much sweetener on the tip, as
Hmm.
bad as that taste, because they use an egregious amount. At least it masked up once that went away, and I was like in the second third. The tobacco on that cigar is such shit. Like you know
Oh,
what I'm saying? It's like silk on a pig. It's such a shit cigar.
oh, oh.
Um, but it is what it is. I mean,
Yeah, I think they use their cheaper tobaccos and then infuse it. They're
of
not
course
using they're not using premium tobacco in there.
they're using garbage, low
Hmm.
age, low primings, just
Hmm.
cheap filler stuff. Yeah, it's garbage, man. It's if all there was left was like flavored cigars, I wouldn't smoke cigars. I would go back to painting. I would paint every night. I'd paint a picture. Oh look, I painted a picture of a cigar. Yeah, here's a Patron. Paint it right now. Yeah, that's it. I wouldn't. And what's worse than Cuba Cuba is those Rocky Patel's, the Java Mints and the Java Coffee.
Oh yeah. Oh
Oh,
god.
oh,
I've tried them.
oh,
Even the Nub Cafe.
oh,
Oh,
terrible. All
oh,
terrible.
oh.
One day I did a review years ago. I deleted, I think. Um, but I was driving to work in the morning, like at 6 in the morning, and I did one of those Java, whatever the fucks, on the
Mhm.
way to work to say, hey, let me at least, not that I was giving it a chance, think I was gonna like it, but let me review it and make us, it's a little like Corona size, make a video on the way to work. Oh god,
Yeah.
it didn't even make it to work. Fucking threw it out
No.
the window. Just
No.
pile of shit. It ruined my day too. It just a pile of shit.
I got one. I figured this. It's Java. We'll have some double espressos with it. No.
Garbage. You know what though? One that I'm not saying it's great, but in that realm is not. And I'm not trying to give the cigar a pass, but I think the best flavored cigars would be those Macanudos. Is the Macanudo the M? You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
The coffee one. If you had to go that route, I'm not saying you want to smoke those the rest of your life. I'm just saying there was a bourbon one too. Not a bourbon. It was the Manhattan. Oh no, what? Not Manhattan. What's that drink? There's the Manhattan. And what's the other drink? Is it the
Uh,
Manhattan? Oh god, what's? I think it was. Somebody look up the fucking Macanudo ones. There was a coffee one, and there was one that was infused. It tastes like alcoholic drink. Like I gotta say that those were better, way better than Drew Estate.
yeah,
So if you had to go that route,
yeah,
and those seem to be pretty popular, but you know, yeah, if I had to go that route, I would do that. But I'm not a fan of it though.
mm. And I have too many cigars to get to do that. So
Yeah, you don't want to ruin your palate.
no.
Now, if Padron ever made a flavored cigar, what would it taste like?
Well, the best bet would try to make it taste like chocolate.
Can you imagine if okay,
So it's chocolate on chocolate.
if the year is 2026, the U.S. has collapsed, the dollar's no more, and Padron is making flavored cigars. What kind of world would this be?
It would be in a bad situation.
You
They have
either
to go that low. There's no reason for them to go that low.
yeah, like you know what I'm saying though. Like
Yeah.
Padron's like, listen, man, the world is falling. We got to start making flavored cigars. You know what I'm saying? You know, the all new Padron. What would it be? Padron by AJ Fernandez and Drew Estate. Like what? You know, this. Oh man. No, okay. How about this? Do you think Padron could ever go out of business? I don't think they could, but
I don't think that. No. They sell. They
no, I
sell.
know that. No, I'm talking about if the owner went to Vegas, fucking banged 500 whores, and took a $1 billion line of credit, blew it all. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And they're like, "Well, we need our money now." He's like, "I don't have that $1 billion. We're just gonna take Padron." And then like
No.
Padron becomes a Las Vegas whore, and just like I'm not saying this. Obviously, this is
Yeah,
act,
yeah, yeah.
but I mean, it seems like that family though was a very well reserved
Yes.
family. I don't think he's gonna blow his
No.
money in Vegas.
And the whole family's involved, from brother-in-laws to the kids, the wife. They're all involved in it, just like for winter. The whole
Well,
family's involved.
Fuente, but remember Fuente's son, he wanted nothing to do with cigars, which is I'm sure that hurt the father's feelings, right?
Yeah.
Especially how much he loved his father. You never see Fuente with his son, right?
No.
That I'm sure that's gotta hurt.
Yeah.
But I think because see Fuente, obviously Carlito, uh, not Carlito. What's his name? The Carlito was the father, right? Carlito
Yes, Carlito Jr.
Junior. Okay, so Junior obviously he has his son, but Carlito Jr. still grew up in the family, busting his ass working and everything, and he grew up before Fuente was where it is now. The
Right.
son is growing. When the son was born, I'm sure even if he was a few years old, at that point they're making Opus X. So he's growing up in cigar royalty, with
Absolutely.
a lot of money. So of course he's going to be soft and not
Yeah.
appreciate. Where Carlito Jr. watched his father struggle and go from
Yeah.
Nicaragua to here, you know what I'm saying? No, and then when they obviously he was around with Cuban tobacco and before and after that, and so he saw the struggle. Where the other
Yeah.
son, so imagine Carlito's experience seeing his father using Cuban tobacco, rolling in Tampa
Yeah.
to this and that, and then the other son grew up. My dad makes Opus X. He's a rich kid's son. So
Yeah. Yeah.
most rich kid's son, how tough can he be? You know what I'm saying? No.
Yeah. He seems like such a modest guy. I've never met him yet,
Yeah.
but it's supposedly such a genuine person.
You're talking about Junior, the Carlito Junior. Absolutely. No,
Yeah. Yeah.
he's a class act. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's just sad that, like I said, you know, at this point, is Carlito Junior. I mean, more of his life's behind him than ahead of him. He's an older guy. You would think his son would be, making us, but it's not.
Right.
That's a shame. That's a shame, that. But maybe his grandson, who knows, in the future, would get involved with the company.
Yeah.
But now Padron, obviously his father passed, but is Padron's son like is the son of Padron? Is his son the grandson? Is he involved?
I believe so. It's like most of the family, the cousins, the nephews, the kids, their kids, they're all part of some sort of process in it. Whether it's packaging, it's designing the labels, they're all in it. They're all part of it, one form or another.
Are the cigars packaged in Nicaragua, or do they ship to Florida and then packaged there and then distributed? How do they do it?
Padron, from what I understand, they're packaged and labeled in Nicaragua.
Okay, and then
Yeah,
from there they're just distributed in.
yeah. And
That's
all the Fuentes, they're um, distributed through JC Newman. That's where they come out of. They handle the distribution side of it. That's
so.
why they're such good friends.
Oh man, I mean, well, because Casey Newman is the oldest in America, so he
Hmm.
probably has with import and everything else like that. He can handle that level. But yeah, wow, I didn't know that. So he's making money just off the imports. Wow, all the Fuentes are imported through JC Newman. I didn't know that.
That's my understanding. Yeah,
Wow.
and then that's how they have the deals where the Diamond Crowns and all those cigars for JC Newman are rolled in the Fuente factory.
So there is a connection between Quorum Cigars and Opus X.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's fucking scary.
And that's one of their highest selling low end cigars.
It's one of the highest selling cigars in the world. Quorum.
I don't know why. I've never
There,
smoked one. I'm just going
there,
by what other
there
people.
There's a lot of people out there without teeth that smoke a
Right,
lot of Quorum cigars.
right.
You know what I'm saying, though?
Hmm.
Like, I've met people that swear by them.
Hmm.
But also, for example, this one guy drove a shit truck. He's like, "Oh, I drive what are those trucks called? Where they a sewer? What's a sewer truck called? Where the guy comes to your house to drain. What are those
Like
guys?
a cesspool truck.
Yeah, it was the cesspool guy swore him. It's like I buy a bundle a week. So
No.
he's smoking Quorums, sucking shit up. You know what I'm
No.
saying? Sure, it tastes great.
Yeah, when I see the quorum in the stores, they're stacked up like huge amount in bundles, and they sell. I see the stock rotates around.
Okay, if you have to go the bundle route, I'm going to tell you one of the better bundles, which is good for a bundle, and it's better than even the factory smokes. Believe
Hmm.
it or not, the Perdomo Frescos, the Maduro, the dark ones, for a
Hmm.
cheap bundle cigar, is superior to Quorum, superior to Curly Heads, and superior to factory smokes. I'm not
Right.
recommending the cigar as far as a premium cigar.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
the Perdomo Frescos, if you were slumming it and like,
Hmm.
or hey, we're gonna go on a boat and I want to bring an expensive cigar, who gives a shit. I don't know. All I'm saying is I've had them before and they are not bad for a bundle. My guy
Right.
sells. That's one of his top selling cigars.
Wow.
Uh, he sells a lot of them. It's way better than the Quorum. All I gotta say is if you're down to that, you like Quorum or Al Fresco Perdomo, yeah, believe it or not, the Al Fresco Perdomo is better.
Yeah. There's different kind of cigar smokers. We smoke cigars. We hold the smoke. We enjoy the flavors. We enjoy the nicotine. Whatever they put out. But then there's guys that smoke like the decorum and the low brand ones, the bundles, where they're just puffers.
Yeah.
They just puff the cigar.
Yeah, they're not.
They just that's it. They don't do anything
They're
more than that.
lighting it 10 times because let's say they're driving all day, they put it
Yeah.
down, gotta get out of the car, make a delivery or pick up shit or whatever the
Hmm.
fuck. I don't know, deliver a porta potty, they come back, they light it up again.
Hmm.
And yeah. I knew a guy that would hang out at lounges a long time and he would just buy the Asylum 8x80, the big cigars, because he would smoke them for 4 hours. You know what I'm saying though? He was just hanging out. I
Yeah.
mean, he would relight that cigar, I don't know how many times, with a torch lighter. I mean, I mean, relighted. So, I mean, 4 hours in a lounge, one cigar, just relighting it over and over and over
Yeah.
again. Uh, you know what slobbers on that cigar and like just like, oh,
It's just the flavor's not the same when you relight it. It's just not. I mean, there's techniques. You get all the ash out
eight
and
by
light it
eighty
again. But
terrible. 8x80 is
eh,
there are no
eh,
good 8x80 cigars.
that's too big.
I don't even care if they made an Opus X. If 8x80 would ruin the cigar,
Yeah.
you can't do 8x80 is terrible, man.
Yeah.
Like,
Even Sacco said that the Big B was too big.
I'm telling you, man.
Yeah.
Is a point of no return. CAO just came out with a new 8x60 cigar for the,
Wow.
and I'm sure guys are gonna go nuts about it.
Yeah.
8x60, dude. That's at least it's not an 80 gauge, but ah, like I'd rather have an 8x60 than a 6x80.
Hmm.
But still, like that's 8x60, man. Holy shit, that's a lot of cigar, man.
Yeah. I think the biggest I have is a couple of, I believe they're 54 by 8, maybe 56 by 6.5 or 7. But they're um adamant.
Yeah,
So that's a
yeah.
whole different realm.
Atabey's a whole Atabey is one of the few brands that makes some bigger sticks that are one don't look or feel cheap and don't
Yeah.
smoke like. Um,
And that's one cigar that I prefer the longer length because the flavors are so phenomenal. I would rather have the 8 by 50 or the one that they came out with the 10-year age dropper. I bought a bunch of those.
I don't know the size on that. Was it
Yeah,
50?
I think it's 8 by 50, but it's got a 10-year age dropper on it.
That's a big cigar. You got to try the Bandoleros if you love Atabey so
Yeah,
much.
I gotta try it.
Well, just there's 3 series apparently.
Yeah,
Uh, I forget the names like the T and the whatever the hell. I would just try them all. You know, Matadors has them. If you ever Matadors in a Hop Hog, you know, Hop Hog, New York. Um,
but
but yeah,
you know what I have, and they were fairly cheap. And I thought the guy was bullshitting me. That he's good friends with the guy from Byron, and he makes their house blend. Let me see if I have one here. It's got a decent looking wrapper on it, but it smokes exactly like a Byron. And these things are cheap.
how big is it?
And this is how they come.
Interesting.
It's a robusto.
Interesting.
I should open
So it's an unbanded, unnamed cigar that
them.
Atabey made.
It's banded. They don't publicly say who it's from, but I made really friends with the guy in Ybor,
Yeah.
and I always spoke to Byron. He's like, "Come here, you gotta try this one. Tell me what you think it tastes like." I'm like, "I'll be honest with you, it tastes like a Byron." He goes, "Yep, it's made in Byron, in their
Get
factory."
get the fuck out of here. And what does he
Yeah.
sell them for?
I want to say it was like $7.
Get the
Yeah,
fuck out of here.
yeah, yeah. They're half one.
Interesting.
Double Zuma.
Well, if that's the case, it's almost like you did try. Not that you say you tried a Byron. I mean, I'm sorry, Bandoleros, but still you got to taste a
Yeah.
cheaper Atabay, and it was still good.
Hmm. And it's long filler. I thought it was going to be short filler. It is long filler.
How strong is it?
Um, it's up there, maybe like 80% darkness.
Wow,
What like a Byron.
wow.
Byrons are pretty dark.
But how edgy would you say it is, or like how dirty does it feel?
I expected it to be dirty, but it's maybe slightly dirty.
Wow. So if anything, that's almost
It's
like
it's it's pretty smooth considering a house blend.
well, it sounds like that sounds like a win-win. The price
Yeah.
point and size. How could doesn't sound like anything bad.
Yeah, no, no, it's a great stick. And whenever I go there, he's like, "Yeah, grab a handful of them, throw them in your box."
Hey, can you order online from that guy or no?
He did give me his business card to order online, I realized.
Interesting,
But I haven't ordered any online. But I go there,
dude. Seven
often.
fucking anything Atabay makes. That sounds like a fucking
Hmm.
steal.
I'm going by what he's telling me. It doesn't say Atabay on it, but it definitely, I mean, not Atabay, Byron, but it definitely has the Byron flavors. So
Interesting.
I have to believe it. And
Doesn't
he
sound.
was the owner I was
It
talking to.
doesn't sound like the guy would lie about that, especially
Mm-mm.
being in the cigar capital of America down there. And
Mhm.
does he sell Atabays and Byrons too?
Mhm.
Okay, yeah. Because if he didn't sell those, then but he's bullshitting. Because how does he?
Mm-mm.
If he so he
Nah, he sells, all the Byron sizes, all the Atabay sizes, and then all the way down to the Bandolero sizes. He has all those sizes as well.
interesting.
Uh,
Yeah, well, if they made a mid-tier version of Atabay, I mean, who wouldn't smoke the shit out of it for $12?
yeah,
Like, all right, look,
exactly.
you're not getting the fancy box, no fancy band, and maybe half the aging. Oh, it was only aged 3 or 4 years. Like, yeah,
Mhm.
okay, I'll fucking smoke it for $12. You know what I'm saying? You know?
That's good. That's good. I mean, I guess it's kind of like smoking a 1000 series,
Yeah.
Padron.
Look at the fucking price.
Yeah,
So who gives a shit?
and they're great. And it's small, so it's like 5 by 50.
Yeah.
So if you want something nice like a Byron
Yeah.
with, you know, some darkness to it, it's great. I went through a whole package already.
That doesn't sound like
No,
a bad deal at all.
no, no.
That sounds like one of the best kept secrets, for that price.
Mhm.
What's the name of it?
It's called.
Oh, don't worry about it.
It's a Deluza. Dulzum. Maduro. They call it.
DUL
Yeah, Zum.
Dulzen.
Yeah, those.
I don't even know how to say that.
Me. And it smells like a Byron.
That's fucking hysterical.
Yeah.
That's not bad. Let's have Sacco try some and see what he thinks.
Yeah, yeah, I'm curious. Because he
Interesting.
likes the Byrons.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll be honest. I had Atabey and Byron's, and I love the cigars. But after having Bandoleros, for my preference, I'd rather have the Bandoleros, and not just for the price difference. Like I
Hmm.
prefer a stronger cigar, and they had I mean, let's just say for $16 for a really great strong Byron Atabey kind of cigar that's dark and really heavy and really spicy, but like same quality construction. They're like,
Right.
but the
And
Byron's, but the Bandolier come in the same fancy boxes either.
yeah, but what I understand is like the Bandolero is the same blend, but just not the same aging, not the same processing.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's more, it's stronger, and you could
hmm.
say it's rougher, but I mean, it's more akin to what most guys want, like a heavier, medium, full, almost full strength, dark, strong, heavy. You know what I'm saying though?
Right.
When you give these tobaccos 10 years to fucking age, I mean,
Hmm.
it's gonna really smooth the fuck out. You know what I'm saying though? I mean, it's impressive what they do on a grand scale to have multiple animes and Byrons with that much aging.
Hmm.
I mean, it's crazy. And then post roll aging too.
Hmm.
I
And
mean the
I feel like these Byrons and these animes, they just popped out of nowhere a few years ago.
not only but like it's a massive brand. Like they have a lot of variety.
They
Like
do.
like where'd this guy get all that funding? Like where'd he get all this fucking money? Because he's making the best boxes in the business too.
Well, he also owns a good portion of Cathedral,
Okay.
in Ybor, which is the real super fancy lounge. And he said, "Hey, when the next time you come back, let me know when you're coming. I'll meet you here. We'll go over there. I'll get you up in the VIP." I'm already on the VIP. They have like a whole VIP portion lounge where it outlooks at the outside. It's a step up. Um, like automatically, he's like, "Hey, give me a name. You're in the VIP lounge." I'm like,
Nice.
"Really?" Yeah.
That's
I'm
not
telling you,
bad.
cigar smokers are the coolest people.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They really are.
Definitely.
But we started talking about cigars, and he's like, he really. So I'm not bullshitting.
Yeah.
And then I had it. I'm like, look, you have people coming here all the time, bullshit what they have. Let me
Yeah.
show you some pictures. This is what I got, and they're like, holy shit.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's
'Cause
something. To,
you know how guys are. It's like telling fish stories.
yeah.
They go in and they got collections of this and that and the most expensive.
Yeah. No, man.
Yeah.
It's And you go down how often to see your kid?
Uh, right now we got 2 planes booked, so it's averaging every 3 to 4 weeks.
That's nice.
Yeah,
I'm sure she's happy to see you. So when you
yeah,
go down there, would you go out to dinner, or you going fishing with her, or what are you
yeah.
doing?
I take them out to dinner every night. Sometimes she'll cook dinner for us. Dad, no, no, no. You bought me a barbecue. I'll make food on it. So when I went down, not this time, the time before, I bought them the machine that seals the meat in the bag. So I
Mm,
bought a full filet mignon, and
nice.
I cut it into slices for her,
Yeah.
and I put it in the shrink machine, and she keeps them. She's got dated, and I hook her up, make sure they got food and stuff.
That's nice, man. You're a good dad.
Yeah, they're just getting on their feet. So
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm sure you're proud of them. Doing the
yeah,
right thing, in life. Does she like Florida?
she loves Florida. She sent me pictures today. She's outside walking the dogs. Sun's out. It's like 75, 80 degrees. Beautiful. Mm.
Who knows? Maybe I'll end up in Florida. We'll see.
I like Florida. I really do.
Well, my dad's down there by Miami, so I mean,
It's just every day I wake up, and maybe I'm just lucky. You saw how many times I gone there. The only time it's rained was at night, so it doesn't affect me.
yeah,
The days you wake up in the morning, I was telling the guys at work, I wake up in the morning about 8:30. I make 2 double espressos. I grab a cigar. I go outside. She's got chairs set up for me outside as a
yeah.
lounge, and I just enjoy it. Beautiful weather, nice cigar.
Florida Florida is a great place to retire and relax.
Yeah.
Not so great to work. Meaning, obviously, it's different. Your daughter works inside, but if you like do construction or like
Mhm,
you pave roads for a living, that's pretty rough in Florida. It's pretty
mhm,
fucking hot. But like, imagine like doing tar
mhm.
roofing or like roofing or doing cement like in
Right,
Florida. Like that's gonna be fucking brutal. Besides the fact you got alligators outside, so if you have an outdoor job, if you're doing a man job outside,
right,
Florida's
right.
and like you got to be ready for the alligators and the snakes and also the crazy people. But if you
Like,
work like or like a policeman or something but if you're dealing with, I see this guy in Florida. All he does is kill animals, like on these golf courses or these rich people's top property. He has like this rifle and he's just shooting iguanas the size of 10 pound, 20 pound fucking iguanas. I mean, massive iguanas, and they're just invasive. They just fucking, they'll just keep on, you know. Do you ever see that guy that's just shooting all these iguanas? Like,
no.
holy shit. I don't know what they do with it. I don't know if they cook them up or whatever, but I mean, like, the guy will just have a
Suppose
gun. Yeah.
Supposedly you can eat them. I don't know. So they went down there with a plan,
Yeah.
and his plan was he wanted to be a cop.
Yeah.
So you have two ways to do it in Florida. You can pay yourself and go to the academy, and when you graduate, you go apply to different police departments.
Right.
He went to the police departments first, St. Pete Police, and they said, "We like you. We want you. You go to school. We'll pay for it. Otherwise, it's $11,000 to take the course."
Yeah.
He was the valedictorian. He gave the speech for this whole cadet class, and he just got sworn in just recently. You might have
Oh,
saw the pictures on Facebook. He just got sworn in as Tampa Police. I mean,
nice.
St. Pete Police. So
Nice.
he's doing good with that. And she does medical. She works in a hospital. She's going to be an RN, but her end result, but she's working towards to be a PA. So it's two good fields,
Yeah. Ah, dude.
especially for down there.
Young kids, I wish them all the best. It seems like they have everything going for them.
Yeah,
That,
they do. They really do.
that's the whole. You got to be happy as a father.
Yeah,
Just want the best for him.
yeah. My
And
daughter
he
was
well,
she had a plan.
he's good
My
to you.
daughter
Don't.
had yeah. My daughter had a plan,
Yeah.
and she followed through with that plan. And that plan started when she was 5 years old. She wanted to be a doctor,
Interesting.
and she stuck to it. And she joined
Wow.
our local ambulance company. She got some time there. She's doing clinicals now. Plus, she's working in the hospital. So she's doing good.
Ah, dude, that's yeah, and like I said, the guy's treating her good.
Uh,
You like the
very good. Very good. Very good gentleman.
That's good. He's got a good head and shoulder.
Absolutely. Yeah,
As a father, because he's got to know. Hey, listen, you got to treat my daughter good. And
yeah.
that's
So
and
for the
that's
past year, up until he just got sworn in,
yeah,
every time we go down, he's studying and studying, studying. A lot of studying. There's a lot of schooling,
yeah.
and he passed every test with 100.
Wow.
But he's from the military.
Okay.
So he has that mentality. He went into the academy, and you get the drill sergeants and all that nonsense. But he fit right in. It was like back in the military.
Yeah.
So they like that about him.
Yeah.
And, the captain, I met the captain, and the captain loves him.
Yeah.
But the captain told me, um, just so you know, he tells me, in the back of the room, we have lawn chairs for guys like you. I was wearing a fire department jacket. So
Yeah.
police and fire, they're always like, going at each other. But he
Yeah.
was cool as shit. He was so cool.
That's cool.
Real nice guy.
That's nice, man. And
Yeah.
how long they been together?
It's got to be going on like 8, 9 years.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Shit. Would they like meet in high school or?
They met through mutual friends.
Wow.
Yeah. And my daughter's very picky,
Huh.
and she's like, I think I really like him. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay. So 2 years ago, he proposed to her
Wow.
Christmas Eve. So they already got their wedding planned and all that going. They're getting married in it's like Nassau County or something, some fancy place.
Oh, okay.
So,
That's exciting, man.
uh, but I
That's
got two kids. I got two kids getting married this year.
holy shit.
Yeah,
That's an expensive year.
yeah, yeah. Especially the place she picked out. I'm like, well,
Yes.
I'm like, how much is the down payment? Alexa, lights on. Alexa, fan off. So she's like, yeah, I got to give a down payment. I'm like, all right, well, how much is that? You want me to wire it to you, or you want to Zelle it to you?
Yeah.
It's 8,000. I'm like 8,000. That's just a down payment. So it's like
Alexa was trying to save you some money on your electric bill. That's why she shut the lights off. She's
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
she's like, she's
It's
like,
weird that she keeps going off.
yeah, she's like, how much is that? She's like, we're gonna shut the lights off. No, but listen, man. I mean, all the best. I mean, that's you gotta be happy, man. Happy times, you know. And wow, man, both kids get married this year.
Yep, yep.
Wow.
And she moved out, and they got their own apartment when they were here. So she'll be 26 this year, June 1st. So she comes
Wow.
off my medical. But now he's got it made. She goes right onto his medical,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Well, they got two recession-proof jobs, so they'll be fine.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
Florida's fucking booming, man.
It is. They're
Florida's
so
Flo-
much construction.
Florida's doing everything right.
Yeah,
Business is booming. Um, any place has crime, but when you get caught in Florida, it's a bad
hmm
place to get caught.
that's
So
right.
they don't fuck around. So you get caught in Florida, you're going to prison. And it's not going to be fun. So you
hmm
know the sheriffs down there are not fucking playing around.
No,
And that's
no,
how to deal with crime. You know what I'm saying? Though it's a disease.
no.
There's plenty of opportunity out there. There's plenty of jobs out there, and I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I'm not saying it's a perfect world, but I mean, there's no excuse to be a criminal out there. Causing havoc.
So now he's sworn in as a police officer. Did the whole thing. He's a full-fledged cop.
Yeah,
Every morning, regardless of how many years you have there,
yeah,
your group that comes in for that shift,
yeah.
they have to run 4 miles
Oh
before they
wow!
start their shift.
Before they start the shift, wow,
Yeah, they have to run
that's
4 miles, and then they have to do, I think it's twice a week, they have to do an hour and a half where they get out of the vehicle
uh,
and they walk the streets and say hello to the public, and even in
wow,
the bad areas, the good areas, they have to, "Hello, how you doing? Everything alright today?" And they monitor it. They know when they're out of their truck, they know
yeah,
when they're doing it,
wow,
so the way they have it set up pretty nice.
yeah. But that's a good thing though. If you're doing that kind of job, you're gonna have to chase people. So
Mhm,
you, you know, that's fantastic.
mhm.
You know, they're only doing them a service because if you gotta chase after a suspect or try to save someone and you're in your flat your vest and your gun and everything else, you want to be in good cardio shape to run. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
And when he was here, he was working for the county. I mean, it's not a full-fledged Suffolk County PD, but he was Parks Police. So he had to
Yeah,
go through their academy here.
yeah,
Um, Parks Police here carry guns.
yeah,
Um, so
yeah.
he's done this like multiple times in his
No,
life, going through these different academies.
but
So
Florida have a better, get treated better, and like the cops get more respect in New York, and
yeah, oh yeah,
it,
100%.
it cost of living and everything else. And it's just
And
New
it's Suffolk PD, yeah, they're really high paid, but where he's at, it's not that far off.
No, when you say yeah, Suffolk PD is very highly paid, but when you look at it, the cost of so what happens is
Mhm,
you're a Suffolk cop. After 5 years, let's say you're making 140, 50 grand with
mhm,
overtime, but then you get married, you buy this big fucking house that your mortgage out to the your
mhm,
mortgage is 7 grand a month. You know what I'm saying though? And then you get married for a few years, and like New York is such a stressful place. You know how many Suffolk cops I knew were divorced that were
yep,
poor because they're divorced and I knew a Suffolk cop 8 years ago. He was
mhm.
paying 8 years ago, paying so picture with inflation now, 3,200 a month in child support for two kids,
Wow,
two
wow,
fucking kids. You do the math.
yeah.
You know what I'm
So
saying though?
the kid that works for me is a Suffolk cop, and he makes good money, but he needs to work 2 jobs to really get by, and his wife works.
Yeah. Well,
So
you buy a big house and everything else.
he bought a house, a small house, and
Wow.
like somewhere in Islip, but it's a nice area.
Yeah. Yeah.
And his mortgage is like 6,000 a month or some
There you
shit.
go. And see, and they probably have a nice car or two cars, and you had this
Mhm.
and that and this, and a bunch of credit cards. It's New York is insane, man.
It is. It is.
It's it's fucking nuts. Well, yeah, I've been picking out my tent, so I think yeah, I think come this summer, in the warm months, I'm gonna get a nice tent. You know, I can shower at the Y or at Planet Fitness. So Like, hey, this is Richie from the tent. You know what I'm saying? No, I'll make my tent. You know what I'm saying? No, I'll be all right. You know. So,
You're not gonna live in a tent. Stop
oh, it's
this.
beautiful. Yeah, I got it lined up. You know what I'm saying? No, just just for like a year. You know, even like 6 months. You know, and I got it all planned out. You know what I'm saying?
All
Though.
right.
Well, I got the Corolla. I'm gonna connect the tent to the Corolla. It's like a Corolla tent. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Though it's good. You know, I'm gonna cedar line though the back of my car. I'm gonna make the humidor in the back. You know what I'm saying though?
Mm-hmm.
So I got big plans. You know what I'm saying? I got big
Are these
plans.
real plans?
I'm making this shit up right now, but
Okay.
do it. I think I want it. I think I want it. You know what I'm saying though? You know, I think I want the tent. I want to live biblical. You know, I get a tent. You know, I'm gonna have a staff like Moses. You know, and it's gonna
Mm-hmm.
be. Maybe I'll make a tent city, and then I'll become a mayor. You know, and it's I'd be a good mayor. You know what I'm saying though. You
Mm-hmm.
know, we'll have tent security. You know, tent fire watch because tents could go on fire.
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta, here's what it is. You know, so,
What about Long Island?
you know,
No, no desire.
to what?
Come back to Long Island.
I'm gonna come back to New York, the island of Southern New York in Suffolk County. I will be there for a long time when I die. When I die, I'll be buried
No,
there. You know,
but you have no desire to come live here.
no. When
No.
I die, I'll be buried there in the in what's the cemetery?
Pine Lawn.
No, out east,
Calverton.
Calverton.
Yeah.
So when I die, I'll go to Calverton. That's it. And then AP can come and piss on my grave, like it's Long Island, Say,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, you'll get a military
yeah,
sign off.
absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah, oh yeah, yeah. I'll get buried with honors. I'm not worried about it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm not gonna make my family pay for, or I'm gonna waste my money. I'm gonna leave it to my daughter, and that's that. I'm not, you get a free coffin and a free burial. There you go. So I'm not spending any money on that. You know, what I'm saying though.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I think, yeah, maybe I'll put Richie on it. You know, what I'm saying, no, I don't know. 'Cause, you know, you know, I don't know.
AKA Richie.
AKA Richie, peasant cigar. This isn't Long Island. It'd be a whole, you know, it'd be a whole thing, man. But I think I'm gonna get going to bed, man. I'm so glad that I got to hang out with you. It's been a while on the live.
Mhm.
I'm very happy for your daughter getting married, and you got a busy year, but wish you the best with that. You know what? If you sell that Fuente box, you could cover both weddings.
Um, Close to it.
You just have like you have a Opus X fire sale, just like um, yeah. I mean, you do what you gotta do. You just price them gouge, but like you get some on the internet that'll buy them, like in China.
Yeah.
Like a whole collection. You know what I'm saying?
I,
Though
I I can't give them away. I can't sell them.
I'm making a joke. Yeah, I was
Yeah,
serious.
I know.
You know what
I
I'm
mean,
saying?
I enjoy giving cigars away to people.
Yeah,
But I don't sell cigars.
yeah. You're not in the
Yeah.
selling business. Yeah. Well, yeah, yeah. I'll say yeah. And obviously, if you try to sell like 20 grand in Opus X, you might get like the ATF. They're like,
Yeah, really.
"Who's this tobacco reseller in?"
Yeah, yeah.
Well, then just put your address Long Island. They won't find you. Like, where the fuck is he driving around? They're like, it's Long Island. AP says it's right over Brooklyn. He's like, fucking, like with Suffolk or Nassau. Like, we don't know. It just says Long Island. Like, you can't figure it out. So it is what it is. But I'll see you soon, man. And I'm
All
gonna
right.
review that Montesino, that cheap Fuente Maduro. But maybe it's a hidden gem. The guy says he sells tons of them. That doesn't mean anything. Maybe it's garbage, but it is a Fuente product. And it's just weird that what the hell is Montesino? Like, I don't understand why Fuente makes a cigar that's not their name, but it says on the box made by Fuente, and the cellophane has the Fuente sticker. So it's
Oh
like it's
well.
like a very Fuente cigar, but without a Fuente name. So it's
No,
why would they have a Montes? What the hell is? I know nothing about it.
no,
What is
neither
Montes?
do I. I recall hearing the name at some point. So I think someone in the group brought it up once. That
Yeah, that's
name.
why I just want to put the mystery to bed. I'll review it, and if it sucks, I'll let
Yeah.
everyone know. I'm hoping it'd be at least a decent, cigar, but it has a nice wrapper on it. The
Hmm.
problem is when you go with cheaper cigars, even has a nice wrapper. If it's really shitty filler, it's gonna ruin the cigar.
Hmm.
Thing though, it's not gonna push the wrapper at all, or it's just gonna be, fucking Sacco's talking shit. Sa- Sa- Sacco in the comment section, fucking down south, cha cha, pew pew. Sacco, we love you, baby. BBW, baby.
I can't see Fuente putting their name on shit. Not, but I don't care for the chateaus and those,
No,
but they're not horrible. They're just not my palate.
all I'm thinking about when I
They
have like,
they limit strength and
yeah,
body.
but when I'm having like a cheaper Fuente, all I'm
Hmm.
thinking about is I'd rather have a Hemingway.
Yeah,
Like, you know, like what is it? $2 more? Give me a Hemingway, please. You know what I'm saying? Like,
true.
it's not much at all to go the Hemingway line. The Hemingway
Hmm.
line is probably one of the most affordable luxury cigars, if you want to call them that. And I think they can be. I think the Hemingway Maduro is very luxurious. You know what I'm saying? No, so
Hmm.
like it's a very affordable price. MSRP of $10 to $12 for Hemingway Maduro. Like at that point, like that's one of the best price point to ratio of quality of getting a great cigar. Like, in my opinion, I almost would rather have a Hemingway Maduro for $12 than a
Hmm.
than an Anejo for 18. I love the Hemingway Maduro that much.
I haven't had a Hemingway door in so long. I gotta pull one out.
Oh, you gotta have some, man.
I gotta
Holy,
pull one out. I have tons of them.
you gotta have some, man. I mean,
Yeah.
Hemingway Maduro is a gift to the working man. You know what I'm saying?
And
Though,
I even have one in the A, so it's huge.
interesting,
Yeah.
interesting. Yes, the
Two,
masterpiece.
two of them I got.
That's the masterpiece side.
Masterpiece, masterpiece. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
then I have the Opus X. It's even bigger than that. I don't know what the name of it was. Um, Jeremy told me one day, but I don't remember.
Yeah, he knows everything when it comes to Opus.
Yeah. I want to say he called it an A or something like that.
But those you have those, they're aging. You've been aging them for a long time.
I've had I won them the night my dad passed away in an event. So I personally had them about 6 years now.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Well, you're holding on to them for sentimental reasons, or
Um, I was, but my dad would rather me smoke them.
yeah. I mean, cigars are meant to be enjoyed. You find the right time. Maybe you smoked them after your daughter's wedding or something like that.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
My dad always wanted to sit down and have a cigar with me, but we never did it.
No.
And
Oh,
his father, my grandfather, grew up. You go in the house, he always had a cigar, you know, ashtray next to him. But they were the guinea stinkers,
yeah, 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 yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
Yeah,
But
the little stuff. Yeah.
yeah,
Your father's with you in spirit. I mean, so I mean, he's there with you. You know what I'm saying,
yeah,
though. When people love each other, the love's forever. So the body's temporary. So you and your
right.
father, have a love for one another. So you guys are always connected. You know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
though.
I
But,
think my grandfather smoked Philly blunts. I think that's what it was.
back then, though, like anything, like what was luxury? Like I said, my grandfather came over in 1957, and luxury for him was drinking Johnny Red.
Right, right.
That was Johnny Red. I see pictures of my grandmother, my aunt would always talk about. Oh yeah, when he have company over, he'd pull out the Johnny Red, like
Uh,
78, and like you grew. If you see pictures of my grandfather, you know how poor he was, and then you see him come to America and he has clean clothes and working for the
mhm.
mafia. So Johnny Red was like, he was gonna go spend $100 on a bottle for scotch. You know what I'm saying though?
Right, right.
Like back then it was probably an $8 to $12 bottle in 1980. That was a lot of money. And so like it's simpler times. I think we can all learn from people that grew up in poverty to
Hmm.
appreciate what is luxury, right? Well,
Right.
I'm sure bathing every day and having food, and you could work 6 days a week and save your money. That was a luxury to him.
Yeah.
He always talked about it. My father would tell when he came to America, he couldn't believe he made money. He's like,
Right.
"Wow, we got." He could every Friday when he got paid, he couldn't believe he got paid. Like 'cause he was
Yeah.
used to working for nothing. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like
Yeah.
he was used to working for nothing. Like
That's the
and
way.
that
That's how it was.
yeah,
That's
at
how it
best
was.
eating some vegetable. They didn't have meat. Only rich people had meat. It was so poor. Like so, every day when he came to America, he's like, "Wow, they had roast beef every day. Roast beef." He thought he was a king, and in his mind, he was. He was a fucking
Right.
king.
Right.
Roast beef every day. My father said he got sick of it every day. My grandmother made a fresh roast beef. You know what I'm saying? No, fresh roast. But
Right.
that's he was just like he couldn't believe he got paid. And then you could put the
Right.
money in the bank, and the bank was still there. It wasn't like the
Yeah.
bank where'd it go? Like no,
Yeah.
it's like so I think growing up in when you grow if you always grow up in luxury, you don't appreciate it.
Yeah.
So that's why I think some time in the tent, I'm gonna call it the reset tent. I'm gonna reset myself. I'm gonna live in that tent for like 6 months. You know,
Bring
give me the
yourself one to the earth.
one. Which
One to the earth.
Richie's just gonna go in the tent and never come back.
You could start meditating.
Yeah. Now my first night in the tent, I'll probably get attacked by a mountain lion and shoot at my seven. And then I don't know, like or maybe I'll become friends with the mountain lion and I'll have him on the show. You know what I'm saying though? Maybe he'll smoke a Montesino. Maybe he'll like it.
Maybe you could sleep in your tent.
Yeah. He's like, listen, don't shoot me, but we'll just be friends. He's like, I'll keep away the bears. You're like, no, I think a bear would lose to a mountain lion, but then again, bears don't really want to lose. Like, you know what I'm saying though? So
Right.
like, I think the mountain lion's more aggressive. I don't know. I think so. Whereas, like pound for pound, obviously if it's a 1,300 fucking grizzly bear, it's 1,300 pounds. It's different.
Yeah.
But but like a 300-pound small bear.
Yeah. Well, you probably have black bears there, right?
Yeah, I think they might have some brown bear, but mostly
Oh,
black.
really?
300, 400 pounds. I
Yeah.
mean, I would take my chances with a steel baseball bat. I'd be all right.
Right. Right.
Okay.
They run from you. When I grew up in Virginia, we saw black bears all the time,
Yeah,
and they don't bother you. They run the other way.
yeah,
Yeah. Just don't go near them, and don't go near the children. It'll be fun.
yeah. I think actually it's proven if a bear's coming near you, you just light up an acid kuba kuba and they run away because they know you're a pussy and they're like, oh,
Yeah.
I don't like I don't want
Yeah.
to kill.
This isn't even going to be a good fight.
Yeah, yeah. Imagine they see a couple of bears hanging out. How was your day? I killed this guy. You smell a little funny. Oh, he was smoking a cigar. What was he smoking? It was a Cuban. Cuban? I was a Cuba Cuba. All right, fuck it. He had Cuba Cuba. Yes. Everyone's like, you piece of shit, man. That's Drew Estate. He's like, I think League of Number Nine. He's like, did it say League of Number Nine? He's like,
Mhm.
yeah, 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 maybe. I don't know. My friend, I'll see you soon, brother. All right?
Uh,
You stay
Thanks
fresh.
for having me.
Get the fuck
Thanks for
out of
having me.
here, Evan. He said, remove the thorn from the lion's paw. He'll be your friend. Yeah, that's not a real story, okay? Like that's not a yeah. Yeah. No. All right, bro. I'll see you around and look forward to you
All
light up
right.
that padrone. I want to hear about that gigantic padrone.
Yep.
I hope it didn't wash out. Hopefully, it's still good.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Maybe it'll be,
I think it's going to be phenomenal. You figure it's got so many years on it, so it's got to be like a 1926 by now.
but it could be. But this, I don't know. But I think it helped it that it was aged in cellophane
Yeah.
because I think it helps like marinate. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Though
Yep.
maybe I think what's proven, cigars in cellophane don't go flat as fast. So
Yeah.
if you want a cigar to age faster in a year without cellophane, so I don't know what the ratio is. Like, is 1 year without cellophane like 5 years with cellophane? So my point is, cigars slowly degrade. They degrade
Yeah.
slower in cellophane. So in this case, maybe it still be pretty strong, or maybe it won't be washed. The main thing is you hope it's not washed out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Though,
Yeah.
but I think the
I, su-
cellophane.
I suspect it to be smooth.
Yeah.
Maybe I could, just because I hope it.
Well, there's only one way to find out with
But
the
it was a,
cut.
but it was a gift. So,
Yeah, of course. Well, it's gonna be a gift to smoke it. Just even if you don't like it, it'll be good to know for a learning experience. Let me know what it felt like having
yeah,
how many years? 10 years?
I don't know. He didn't tell me. I don't think they've made that size in a long time.
It's got to have over 5 years. It's well
Yeah,
over.
it has to. It has to. It has to.
Imagine it's like a 15-year-old cigar. You don't know. It could be that old.
Yeah. And it's got like the band is the older style Padron band on it. The new
You should
ones are a little bit different.
take a picture of it and detail it, and put it if they have Padron has a Facebook or Instagram, and ask him,
Okay.
say, you know, what could you tell me about this model? And how old is it? And show the cellophane. I'm sure
Yeah.
just for posterity to take some pictures and post it on the Padron Instagram or Facebook, then maybe you'll get a response.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or you might find some Padron collector that could tell you. Like I'm sure there's guys out there like, oh, I know exactly when this was made. And so
Yeah.
that's what I would do before you light it up, just so you
Yeah,
know.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. 'Cause
Yeah,
I have done that with other cigars, and people always come back and they're like, "Oh no, you haven't made that since this year, so it's got to be at least this."
yeah, it's got to be a piece of history. How often people have a Padron that's 10 years or more in a cellophane, in that size.
Yeah,
I think it's a pretty cool experience.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Well, I'll see you soon, brother.
All right, man. I'll
Say,
see
oh,
you. Good
Alexa,
night.
Alexa, lights. All right, I'm gonna
I was
crawl.
wait. I was waiting for to hear you.
No, Alexa. That's my side chick, Alexa. She's just sitting there. Okay, baby.
Oh, I got the headphones on. Never mind. That's why
Oh,
she
yeah.
can't hear
He said,
you.
"Go fuck yourself." He says, "All right, bro. I'll see you around, brother.
All right. Good night.
All right, take care, man. Everyone have a good one.
Yes.
Stay fresh. Peace out."